Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Invincible podcast, probably the best superhero podcast in the universe. This is a show where friends talk all things Invincible, a comic book and animated series created by Robert Kirkman, Corey Walker, and Ryan Ottley. I am one of your hosts, Ryan. Joining me, as always, are my good friends TJ.
Hello, it's TJ. It's a sweet one.
Wyatt.
Hey, everybody.
And Bill.
Hello.
Hello. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, we did it.
Right.
We made it. That was, it's no longer Invincible's 20th anniversary.
Aww.
Well, I guess
You know
we
what's
got a few
weird?
more days left. What's
They-
weird?
I feel like they didn't really make a huge deal about The Walking Dead's 20th anniversary.
You're right.
They
Because
did.
that was
We
in
just didn't
November.
care as much.
And the 20th anniversary month, actually the actual 20th anniversary, was during season 2 of Invincible, so that kind of sucks for Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of used San Diego Comic-Con as their way to like promote, 20th and, all the announcements and stuff.
Yeah.
But we've got a lot to talk about. Speaking of announcements in San Diego and all these things, we're taking our look back at 2023. This is a thing we do every year for our first episode in January, where we look back at everything that happened last year. We look back at our predictions that we made last year, and we make predictions for this year. It's a fun time. We got a lot to cover. But before we get into all that, a little bit of housekeeping here. If you want to be a part of the show, we always appreciate any feedback or any emails, like we've got some coming up. You can email us at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. You can reach out to us over on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You find all of the podcasts over on Spotify, SoundCloud, anywhere you get your podcasts. We also have a handy website, theinvinciblepodcast.com, where you can find all the show notes and any information regarding other episodes or things like that, kind of organized for you, and a contact form as well. Wanted to give a quick shout out as well to our TikTok. Wyatt's been doing a great job over there. We have a handy little end of the year kind of recap video that was really cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to make. It was fun to look back through the most notable videos from each kind of like month of the year and pull little clips out. So yeah, go check that out.
Yeah, it was like, oh man, what are you going to pick for November? And it's like, no, you can't just pick one. There's just too much.
It's like 4 different videos that I just smashed together.
Since our last episode, wanted to bring to attention some things that we've released. We had our interview with Simon Rastiopa. That's now live. You can check that out. We had a great chat with him, as well as Wyatt and Nicole's ongoing Let's Play of the Adam Eve game. So you guys are now up to 4, right?
Yeah, we've done 4 episodes, 4 Let's Plays, and I think on the first one we did 2 chapters. So we've gotten all the way through chapter 5. Hoping to get back to it soon now that we're on like winter break right now. It's just been the holidays, so we haven't really had a chance to get back to it, but it's so much fun. We've had such a blast, like not only like reacting to the like sort of new stuff that's happening, but like also Nicole not having as much information about the comics, so we're like sort of like piecing things together as we go. It's really fun. I'm excited to get back to it.
I don't know if I have talked about it since I beat it, or if we've recorded since I beat it, but I finished it, and it was so great. It was so great. It was really, really good. So I'm excited to watch you guys continue through. And Bill and TJ, you guys need to get on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to finish it for sure.
What's weird is we did not sit down to record in the entire month of December. November was crazy, and we did not sit down a single time in the month of December. We kind of took that month off.
It
Early
did
December
feel
we
weird
did?
when
our December.
Yeah, because our
December
Simon Rastiopa one we had recorded
in November
before the season really ended. So you're right, yeah.
And then the December episode, which we released, I believe, on December 1st, which we recorded in November. So,
you're right.
Yeah.
True.
Took a month
Wow.
off.
it was weird when you text us, TJ, and you're like, "Hey, we have to record this day." I'm like, "Record what? We're still.
What are we doing?
Like, do we do
Like,
a
we're still
podcast?
doing this?
Bill was like, that wasn't it. That wasn't we're not done.
It wasn't. Oh, all right.
Yeah. However, we did record something in the month of December, something very fun. That was a lot of production to go into. It wasn't an episode, but it was, if you were keeping an eye on our Twitter account, we got to play Escape from Mars. the Invincible themed social deduction game from Skybound Games. They were kind enough to come out, and Matt from Skybound Games was kind enough to come out, bring a copy of the game, and we got to play it. So hopefully soon there will be that video up and live, and then we'll be chatting more with Matt as it gets closer to release, as well as doing maybe a giveaway or so of Escape from Mars. Very excited. We had a great time playing that, and can't wait to talk more about it.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It was very chaotic,
very.
as you could imagine.
Yeah, other than that, if you are just stumbling onto this podcast because you liked the Invincible animated series, be aware we do dive a little bit into spoilers. We're going to be talking about what we think is coming in the future of the show. There might even be some references to things that happened in the comics later in the comics.
There's definitely going to be.
Towards the end of the episode, we have our issue spotlight where we talk about an issue from the comics out of context. So be aware, spoiler warning, and we'll move on. First up, we've got some news, a little bit of news since we chatted last. First up was these Invincible statues from Connecticut's, not the state Connecticut. It's KINETQUETTES. Like,
are these the ultra realistic looking ones?
Yes, they're
holy
they're
shit,
huge.
dude.
They're huge.
Yeah,
holy shit.
Resin with interchangeable pieces and everything like that, and like,
dude,
holy shit, right?
The blood.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
My first thought was I'm scared to learn how much they're going to cost.
Totally.
Because I know that like I want to get them, and I know that those things can be super pricey, like the big resin statues. So hopefully they will have
just the
some mercy
fact
on our
that
wallet.
it has a ridiculous amount of detail, and the fact that they're hand painted, like,
oh yeah,
I mean,
they're probably worth every penny of whatever they're going to be.
Absolutely. I'm willing to bet they're going to be out of my price range. I just know they're going to be pretty expensive.
They're going to be just under TJ's price range. Just under.
They're going to be in the price range where we're going to have a discussion where we're like, what if we all chipped in to buy one?
It's going to be at least $9.99. Like at least $1,000.
No, I'm saying I was thinking minimum is my minimum was like $650, $700 is what I think it's going to be.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I feel like I need to add this to our list of predictions.
and next year TJ's going to have one directly behind him.
How much was this?
Right
he
there.
Still has
what
the price tag on
it. Next up, we've got Invincible made Rotten Tomatoes best new shows of 2023 ranked, and it was number 1.
Yep,
which is pretty cool.
Very cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Which is funny because it was only half the season too, right?
Yeah.
Like they're ranking it against shows that are, I mean, I didn't actually look at the list, but I assume we're done.
Probably like 12 to 24 episodes long, and this was only 4.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Next up, Bulletproof was added to the Guarding the Globe mobile app, which is great for everyone that is not us because we don't have the game yet, and it's really sad.
So every time you talk about it, I just get so pissed. Remember how nice it was every morning being able to wake up and just being like,
yeah, man,
get all your treasures and shit,
get all your stuff. But no, it's still going over in the UK and a lot of other countries and everything. They're able to play it, and which is great. I mean, every now and then I'll jump onto the Discord server and see what changes have been, and there have been improvements. It looks better, it looks cleaner. Like I can't wait to get this game again, and we're pretty close.
I imagine it being a completely different game by the time we get it.
Yeah, it's pretty close. It's sometime in February, right?
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah. Other than that, we have gotten no release date for part 2 yet. As of this recording, there has been no announcement for when the rest of Invincible Season 2 will be coming out. I kind of was thinking sometime in December, maybe, New Year's type thing, but no, been pretty silent over at the Invincible HQ.
Yeah.
But more on that later. Now let's go to some emails. TJ, you've got one. Would you like to jump on that?
I do have one.
Nerd. Grabbed his glasses.
Thank you for letting the audio listeners know why you're verbally.
Ryan, come on, dude.
This one comes from Jeff. He says, FTLT. FTLT.
Come on, TJ, you got this.
You got it.
No.
You got it.
Or
4-2.
You don't know this, Bill?
4-2.
For
What is
time
something somebody would say?
loves. I don't know.
What is
Time is
something
correct.
somebody would say
Time is correct.
At
if
the
they've
start of an
never
email?
written in before?
Oh, I didn't know
First
that they've
time
never
listener.
listening.
Last time.
Oh, you're
writer
so
inner.
close.
So close.
First time, long time. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long time
First
listener.
time, long
First time
time?
writing
Okay.
in.
Yes.
Yeah.
First time, long time. Yep.
Just a thought. Would it be too obvious to have the season end with Mark beating Angstrom to, quote, death in a shot-for-shot style, comparing it to when Nolan beat Mark's teeth out on the mountainside? Building this up,
Dude.
Yes.
building this up from Mark questioning how much of his Viltrumite heritage he's inherited. All right, thanks. Keep up the great work, Jeff. And he adds like a little. Probably can't.
He
show
adds
it,
the
but
page. Yeah, the page
there it
of
is.
him.
Yeah. 100%.
Him
See what I-
pummeling Nolan. Or him
It would
pummeling
not shock me.
Angstrom.
It wouldn't shock me if when they were making season 1, if they used that as reference and said like, frame it this way, so that when we get to this beat later on in the comic, it's like a callback to not just the comic, but to when we did this in season 1. I think 100%.
Wait, you're saying when
that-
they made it for season 1?
Yeah, I think even when
They
they
knew
like
they were
framed
gonna do
Nolan
that for
season
Angstrom?
1, they were like, frame it this way so that we can do a callback. Like, it wouldn't shock me if that were the case.
I think
because
they're
it
talented,
feels
but I don't
so-
think they.
It just feels like such a sure thing that that's where this season is going to.
Yeah.
With all of the "Am I becoming my
Exactly.
father?" to end the season with Mark doing a thing that is the most iconic thing that Omni-Man did in season 1, I think would be. It's
God,
too.
that's so
it makes
brilliant.
too much sense.
And his
It's so
question
good.
was, "Do you think it's too obvious?" And I think, yeah, I think it is too.
Do you think so?
I think it is.
I don't.
I think it's too on the nose. I think it's too on the nose. I think
I don't.
they've been doing a good enough job, like really making Mark question that and seeing that already, that he's like
Yeah.
his dad, and I don't think it needs to.
But look at where we ended off. Like he didn't kill Thula. Like he is not his dad.
Yeah.
And then now we get a
Yeah.
couple episodes of him. Yeah, I'm not my dad. And then this thing happens that he snaps and he starts punching someone, which he punches people, but then it looks bloody and all of a sudden it's the same shot for shot of him doing what his dad did. And it's like, oh, he just killed. Oh, maybe he is like his dad.
Even if
God,
they,
that's so good.
Even if they flashed it like where it was just for a split second,
Yeah.
like
You hear the baseball bat.
Omni-Man punching, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I
think
and then it
feels-
cuts
I
to
think-
Angstrom, his teeth are missing. He's like, and
He's like,
he-
"I still have you, Mark."
Yeah.
I think if anything, it only feels on the nose because we host a podcast and theorize about it once a month. Like, I think that for like my parents watching the show, that will be a like big, like kind of surprising moment.
I think it would have a big cultural splash if that happened.
Have we thought about this?
No.
This is the first
Like, that's
time
what I
that
mean.
we're
I think
thinking
we've
about
talked
it.
about it. I think we've talked about it
really?
in a previous
No.
episode.
Because
I
I've
don't think
definitely
we have.
talked about
Maybe not.
him like killing him and it being bloody and everything, but like until seeing this email and seeing like the panels, and it's like, oh, the panels are him doing that. Like that
Yeah.
looks just like it.
Yeah.
That's great.
Maybe we're not fans.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's a
we're
great
not
catch.
fans. I thought we were, but I don't know.
You know what it means, Bill? It just means it's time for another reread.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, I've got an email here. This comes from Jen. Hi, Invincible Podcast. I hope this finds you in good spirits and you're enjoying the holiday season. I've loved seeing your guys' doodles during the episode reviews. I've been meaning to send these sooner, but I never got the chance. So here's a collection of some of my doodles, plus a GIF that I made out of boredom. Can't wait for your season 2, part 2 doodles. Best, Jen. And I sent that over to you guys.
Are we looking at these now?
Yep, you can go ahead and take a look. They might be in a random order from what I've seen. There's a bunch though,
Oh,
and they're
first one
all-
I'm looking at
One
is
of them animated?
Yes,
Is
one
the
of those-
Adam Eve one animated?
It's a GIF,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. That's so cool.
Mark in Midnight City,
Mhm.
Adam Eve.
These are great.
Why are so many people more talented than us?
If I have one regret about introducing the doodle idea to you guys, it's that so many people are so talented.
It
It's
makes
just like,
we're
it's
so
been a
bad.
stab to my own ego, you know?
Jeez, these are
Yeah,
awesome.
I love the
Yeah, these
animes.
are awesome.
I
Like
love
the
that
two,
there's
the old
a.
version, new version one.
Yeah.
I really like. Oh, it's the same picture.
The Thula,
All right.
the Thula one kind of looks like a really fucking crazy Elsa from Frozen.
Oh yeah,
does.
it does a little
It
bit.
does.
Yeah, these are great.
That's really good. These are awesome.
These
I
are
also
sick.
love the one the atom symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good looking too.
the
And Mark, of course.
glowing.
Yeah,
Great.
These
That's
are awesome.
amazing.
Great job, Jen. Thank you so much for the email and for your doodles. Yeah, I can't wait for us to get back to that. That was a fun little.
Does Jen
We're
have?
gonna have to do like an Invincible coffee table book where we just print all the doodles into
Right.
like a little book.
We've talked about
Yeah.
that.
You did.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Does Jen have a like social media that people can check out her
Nope.
art? No. All right.
Mm-mm.
Well, if she tweets us, maybe we'll retweet that and
Yeah,
get it out there.
that's right.
That's really cool.
So, one more thing that I failed to mention in housekeeping before we get into our main topic. Wyatt, you had a little got an exciting Christmas gift.
Yeah, this was.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that? We did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should
Okay.
definitely
for sure. So it was leading up to Christmas. Nicole starts like asking me questions about the guys' phone numbers and like getting your guys' phone numbers. And then she's like, I just need to ask them about something. It's Christmas related. Don't worry about it. I was like, what do you need to ask them about? Come to find out, on Christmas, I'm opening up a present from Nicole, really before Christmas, because we're bad about waiting until Christmas to give each other presents. And I'm opening up a present from Nicole, and it's a present that takes me like 10 minutes because she's put it in a box that's like saran wrap and everything. And then the end is a scavenger hunt that's all Invincible themed. It was so cool. All of the questions were like things about the show to get me to walk around the house to find the next clue. And that was what she had enlisted your guys' help with, of like coming up with fun clues, which led me eventually
With
to
some really good, like TJ, you were really cracking out some really good ones.
I have them here. Do you want me to read a couple?
Yeah,
Of course
go
you
for it.
do.
I do.
Of course you do.
I just brought up the you might find your next clue next to where Damien Darkblood left his notebook, the closet.
Yeah. there's that
Omni-Man
one.
hid his bloody costume there, but I've replaced it with your next clue above the kitchen cabinets. You won't find a pair of ducks on top of this table, but you might find your next clue underneath it, under the living room coffee table.
Mhm.
And honestly, this
Ryan
was
had a
half
good
the
one to end
fun.
it.
Is after we were done, Nicole just showed me the like text thread between all of us. And she's like, here's Bill's one. He said to hide one in the Flaxen dimension. I couldn't really figure out how to do that.
I said where Omni-Man got stranded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, good luck with that one.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff.
That was
though.
like
I love
half the entertainment.
like
Oh yeah.
yeah. That's why like I enjoyed doing
Yeah.
like Invincible trivia and stuff. Like we always have a good time
Oh yeah.
making things
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
So that was awesome. It led me eventually to a QR code that led me to a little like a Google Slides presentation where she revealed that she bought me and her some plane tickets, because we have been talking for a while about wanting to come back out to Buffalo and hang out with you guys. And so in February, Nicole and I are coming out to Buffalo again and are going to be hanging out, which leads to the idea that, hey, maybe not just me, but maybe we invite more people from the area or people that want to come hang out and do a little bit of like an Invincible podcast fan meetup thing.
Exactly. So nothing major, but if you are reasonably within driving distance and you want to come hang out, we're going to be doing a meetup the first Saturday in February. I'll say that because I know that's a fact, but I don't have the date as I look it up right now. It is the 3rd, Saturday, February 3rd. There'll be more details to come. We'll be talking about it more, but in case you don't hear more or we don't have another episode before then, which we might not, I don't know, it depends. Yeah, it'll be a weird window there. Definitely hit us up, shoot us an email at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. Say, hey, yeah, I live in Buffalo or I live nearby, I'd love to come hang out. We're gonna most likely have a copy of Escape from Mars. We'll play some of that. We'll
so
play
you
some
get to play that
we'll-
early before anybody else
Yes.
gets to.
Well, yes.
Very cool.
We'll have the dice game, the Invincible dice game there to play that. We'll maybe do a little bit of Invincible trivia. We'll see. I'll bust out
do it. We don't do it.
Invincible Guess Who. all the hits.
Oh,
you know,
God.
it's
And
gonna
Bill
be.
will be there, and Bill will be there.
Oh
So.
no! Why we
Bill.
want people to come?
Yeah. I might be there. It's like a 50-50. It's
Yeah,
like 50-50.
Super
Bill's a strong
But
maybe.
Robert Kirkman did
Invincible super
say that
fight?
he's interested in coming. So
Yeah.
Robert
definitely.
Kirkman.
He might just pop in.
Corey Walker.
Everything is subject to change. Please do not
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
any of this. No.
We're
Nothing is legally binding.
No.
so we're gonna do it on February 3rd. We believe we know where we're gonna do it. We'll come up with a time and stuff, but we're going to be doing an official announcement on Twitter. So again, make sure you're following our Twitter account. You're hitting subscribe on our YouTube page and stuff like that. So you'll know about it. But still, if you want to reach out to us and let us know that you're planning on coming, give us a heads up.
Get an idea of who's coming, and we'll let you know when we have the details.
Yeah. It's not going to be like a huge convention thing. Just a bunch of people who like Invincible hanging out and playing games.
So don't be looking at crazy expensive flights or anything, guys.
I mean, if you want to come hang out.
I mean, unless you really want to hang out, in which case we're super fun. I mean, the first time Wyatt came and hung out with us, he's on the podcast now.
That's true.
So
he's true.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It might be worth the flight. Wyatt's flying again to hang out. So obviously,
maybe this is a casting call. We'll see. We're trying to replace Bill.
Who knows?
All right, guys, let's do this. It is time. It has been a year since our last looking back. Let's take a look back now. How do we do this? I'm trying to remember now. Do we do what actually happened and then our predictions for what we thought happened?
I think the last one you guys flip-flopped that, but I'll go through what actually happened, and then we can look at what your guys' predictions were and what was right or wrong.
Okay.
Because I explained this to the guys already on the podcast, but we're going to do it a little differently than they have done it in the past. I started to do what Ryan has done in the past and clip out little bits of their predictions from the beginning of the year episode. And it's just very hard to whittle it down to a short clip, you know. Not to say that we don't always arrive at a quick point on this podcast, but it was difficult to trim those clips down. So instead of re-listening to old clips, I wrote down what the questions were about, like what categories you were predicting and what everybody said, and then assigned some points that we'll talk about as we go and see maybe who had the most points in terms of predictions before we make our next predictions for next year. But before we get there, let me go through what actually happened in 2023, the 20th anniversary of Invincible. So January was, of course, a big month because that was the month of Invincible coming out, the month of the anniversary. The season 2 Burger Mart teaser came out in January. The Fall Guys skins came out in January. That was this year. It doesn't feel like it was
year
this
ago.
year.
It was January.
It was this year. I mean, it was
January
about a year
2nd.
ago.
It was like,
for us right now.
Wow, that feels like it just happened.
Us reacting to the Allen and Burger Mart thing and
So we're just going over Invincible stuff, right? Not Invincible podcast
There's
stuff.
some Invincible podcast sprinkled in
There's
if
some
it's
in there.
significant.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll see.
So the Gabriel Piccolo Comics Vault Live variants came out, which are the ones, the same artists who did Mark and Eve at the laundromat, but it's them in front
some
of
my
like,
favorite.
I love that one.
I think I have one.
I have all of them.
The shelves. Invincible Trivia happened. That was when I came out, and we did a fun Invincible Trivia return.
Go watch that video.
Awesome.
Invincible Trivia 2. Check it out. It's so good. It was so much
good.
fun.
Even when I went back to make our little recap video, I was scrolling through just the like goofs at the end of you throwing the pen to TJ.
Oh my god,
it's filled with just hilarious.
It's funny. We had some sound issues, but like 6 minutes in, it gets resolved. So
yeah,
it's great. Check it out.
There was a bunch of interviews and social videos with Robert Kirkman, Ryan Ottley, and Corey Walker, and that just kind of continued throughout the year. But that started in January, where it's the three of them sitting in the like white room, basically talking about memes or talking about Fall Guys and all that stuff. We had Corey Walker redrawing a few pages from issue 1 on his blog, which was very, very cool.
Yeah.
The Invincible issue 1 facsimile and undeluxe editions came out. The new Compendium 1 hardcover was released, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan shared an Instagram picture of him with Compendiums 2 and 3 in January.
In January.
That was January of this year. February, Invincible Complete Library Volumes 4 through 6 were announced. That was pretty much it for February. In March was the 7-year podcast anniversary. Invincible Universe Compendium 1 was announced. So that was the one with Eve on the cover and all that. In April, the final issue of Chroma came out, and we finished up ChromaCast, which was super cool.
That was cool.
And there was the Image
Chroma?
30th Anniversary Science Dog special issue came out in April as well.
So April was the last time we saw Science Dog in that cliffhanger.
May, the Art of Season 1 book was announced.
Can't wait for that. We were originally planned to get that in like November, I think.
Yeah, it got pushed back to February.
Bumped to February.
Yeah. Hardcover Compendium 2 was released. Invincible. The printed comic short boxes came out with like Invincible all over it.
Yeah.
And then the Allen and Duplicate figures were released as well. In June.
Are we missing something?
We might be. I don't know.
What do you mean?
When did the Invincible podcast reboot?
June.
In June.
Finish.
The podcast rebooted, question mark.
It's literally the next thing he was about to say.
It was what I was about to say. That was when we launched our TikTok. We reviewed Void Rivals issue 1. We did the podcast Hot Ones challenge in June.
And Wyatt joined the
TJ
podcast.
I joined as part of
Reboot. Yes, was Wyatt joining.
Yeah, that was big launch of lots of stuff with the Hot Ones episode, the TikTok. TJ started Fan Art Fridays in June on our TikTok, where he was showing off some of his awesome commissions. Invincible Trade Paperback 1 New Edition, which is the manga size, came out. And the Invincible Dice game was announced in June.
June was a kick-ass month.
It was great. It was great.
June, July, man. Yeah.
You said Hot Ones,
and
right?
then July.
Did you say Hot Ones?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
I love how June started with like, "Hey Wyatt, you want to join the podcast?" And then it's like, "Brr," like here's
your list of things to
do. So then July, the Guarding the Globe mobile game is announced right before San Diego Comic-Con, and then San Diego Comic-Con. So variant covers, lots of merch, the Skybound Moose, the Ottley mystery boxes, all the stuff from San Diego Comic-Con in terms of merch. The Adam Eve game is announced. Omni-Man in Mortal Kombat 1 announced. The Adam Eve special episode announcement and shadow drop happened.
An episode.
With the whole like...
whole episode.
The whole episode came out. We watched it at Comic-Con. Super awesome. The season 2 teaser trailer and release date was announced, along with all the new cast members that were announced. The podcast got a shout out.
I'm feeling like the weight of it all right now.
Hold on. Wyatt, say that again.
Yes. The podcast got a shout out during the Invincible panel.
Fucking right.
Was just, again, if I had to pick one moment from the year that was just the most like mind blowing, even though we got 4 episodes of the show, that was such a crazy moment.
And like
that was
on
awesome.
a personal note, like I ran to that panel from hosting a San Diego Comic-Con panel, like being on the stage, like doing a panel, like moderating a panel, and then running, seeing Omni-Man in Mortal Kombat, and then going into the Invincible panel where our podcast is on the screen. It's like, that was like the craziest 3 hours of my life.
Yeah, it was wild. It was such a fun time. The Invincible Nendroid was also announced at that panel, and the Escape from Mars and Hero Building board games were announced there. In August, we did the podcast Let's Play of Escape Academy. Me and Ryan did a little bit of Escape Academy. And then we also did the video of us playing the Invincible Dice game that we recorded at San Diego, but that went live in August. September, Compendium Hardcover 3 was announced. We did our Invincible Draft episode as football season was starting. And then TJ wrapped up Invincible Fan Art Friday, his season 1 finale, to return at a later date. October, the Monster Girl.
That was like a solid 4 months. How many?
It was June to I think
June to September. Yeah.
September, end of September.
Oh, sorry, you have it written down. 13. Spoilers.
Yeah, it was a 13 episodes of them. Yeah. Crazy. It was awesome. And that was such a fun one because TJ would record that. You did some editing on yours as well, but then you would send them to me to put like the logo stuff on it. So it was a fun, just like
collab,
little.
Yeah,
and that's something we've been wanting you to do for a long time. And I know it's a lot of work, but like you have such an awesome collection. Like you have to show this off.
For me, it was, but it was that, but it was also like getting to see other people's fan art that they have, that they got commissions from other people or that they did themselves, and just tweeting their stuff below that video each week was awesome. So
just giving people a reason to dig out commissions, because some people don't have it out like you do, you know what I mean? So to have them, give them a reason to get it out and share it. I can't wait for season 2. I'm very excited.
Then October, Monster Girl figure was released. The Rex and the Mauler figures were revealed or announced, I guess. New York Comic Con happened, where we got some Omni-Man gameplay. We got a full trailer for season 2, and the complete library volume 4 was released.
So we got
then
3
November.
action figures this year. Monster Girl, Duplicate, and Alan.
Yeah.
And the announcement of 2 more coming. Cool.
Yeah, very cool. Then November, the big month, really. Invincible trade paperback 2 new edition release. So the manga size volume 2 came out. Season 2 episodes 1 through 4 release, of course, with our podcast reaction recap episodes. Hardcover Compendium 3 released. We did a podcast Let's Play live stream of Mortal Kombat 1 with Omni-Man. The Invincible Presents Adam Eve game was released on stream or on Steam. Me and Nicole did some Let's Plays for that starting in November. And then Invincible came to Fortnite also in late November.
That's right.
And then in December, I got 2 Invincible tattoos. Did I add that to this, or did you add that? I don't even remember typing that, but
I actually think you did.
I probably did, and I just totally forgot about it. It's news, people.
That is news.
We did a Fortnite live stream where we did the Invincible skins, and then the 2 Connecticut statues were also announced, like we just talked about with the news. Then as like a total like recap for the year, the podcast, which this was fun as well, because
this is cool. I love this.
Listening to the predictions episode from the beginning of the year, you guys talked about how in 2022 you did 11 total videos. In 2023 we did 33 videos uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Reboot started all that too. I mean, it started with you coming up to Buffalo and us doing Invincible Trivia too. But when you joined the podcast, that started a conversation of what we wanted the podcast to do more, because how many did we do the year prior?
That doesn't,
11. So the reason is because you're not counting ChromaCast, right? So
but also that 11 wasn't in a year where new episodes came out.
Right.
Yeah. Right. It was a much slower year for Invincible.
Right. But we were doing Oblivion Song podcast. And then that became the ChromaCast. And then when Wyatt joined the podcast, we talked about what we wanted the podcast to look like going forward. We knew we wanted to do more content and more like fun videos and interviews and stuff, which we did do. And then also combining those other type stuff in with the podcast, which we haven't done enough of yet. Obviously, with the show coming out, that kind of took up the second half of the year, but we're going to be doing more Void Rival stuff and digging more into other stuff too coming up soon too. So I believe it. Like, it makes
33 videos doesn't include TikToks or Fan Art Friday.
Yeah.
So that was just videos uploaded to YouTube. I don't think I even counted the live streams in that, which we had 6 live streams between Fall Guys, Escape Academy, Mortal Kombat, and Fortnite. Yeah.
Each one was 6 hours long. So,
Bill, you were only on 3 of those.
So
we had those live streams. We had special episodes being like Trivia Returns, Invincible Taboo, the Hot Ones episode, the different Let's Plays and live streams. And then we had special guests, including Fred Kennedy early in the year, Lorenzo De Felici, Simon Rasiopa, and my wife, Nicole.
That's right.
We had 36 TikToks posted to our TikTok, 13 of those being Fan Art Fridays. And we got 1 new co-host this year, which that's me.
That's right.
Partridge in a pear tree.
In a pear tree.
So yeah, big year for Invincible and big year for the Invincible podcast.
Yeah,
for sure.
Now we're going to talk a bit about what our predictions were now that we know what actually happened. I did make this note though. I don't know if it's worth, no, we'll bring this up later. We'll bring that note up later. All right. So let's hear
Okay, so going into our predictions, I have this all on my spreadsheet that I've titled Prediction Scorecard because I also, like I said, gave some points, which are I'm open to feedback on the points. We can change them on the fly. It will change the notes. First category you guys had was just overall prediction of the year. Is it going to be bigger than the previous year? And there was a little bit of talk of like, is it going to be bigger than 2022 or bigger than 2021? And you guys kind of bounced back and forth between those 2 years. But you all basically agreed that 2023 was going to be a bigger year. So everybody gets a point for that.
Yeah.
And I agree. It
and I
was
think that's
a bigger year. That's
okay.
It's
that was a pretty
subjective,
safe
obviously, if it's bigger than 2021, because that was like the initial splash. But I think we can all agree. And you all get a point for that because you had the same answer anyways.
Side question. Well,
yeah.
This is why we can't use audio clips anymore, Ryan. We were almost done.
I have a question.
No, this isn't predictions right now. We're just listening back right now.
Oh, okay.
But do you guys think that it was the biggest year for Invincible ever, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think so.
Like this was bigger than season 1. This was bigger than the end of all things. Like this was huge, right?
Yeah.
Because even if you were to argue that like the impact of season 1 being a surprise was maybe bigger than the show's impact with just these 4 episodes, when you take into account all of the other things of the video game stuff, the board game stuff, the panels at Comic-Con, like, I think it would be really hard to convince me that any year was bigger than
I think the reason why this year was so big too is because, like you said, like season 1 came out and that was huge. But this year was the year that we reaped the benefits of the show being good and being popular.
Yeah,
that's right.
And all the other merch and all the other news and the announcements that came out. That's why this year was so huge.
It's like the build up to season 1 was like for us, and for everybody inside.
Yeah,
and now it's out there.
Agreed. Yes.
Yeah.
So cool.
So then next kind of category question you guys had was, when will we get a teaser for season 2? Like, when will the trailer for season 2 come out? Which the first one we got was the Burger Mart thing in January. So it was just kind of after you guys had recorded. TJ said teaser trailer in January, and it will say season 2 is coming out in fall 2023 and season 3 is coming out in spring of 2024. So I gave him, I'm giving you half a point there. I gave you 0.5 because you were saying it's going to tell us when season 3 is coming out. Also.
I agree with that. I think
I'd almost give TJ the full point.
No,
hold on,
Ryan.
Hold on.
Well,
we got a teaser in January.
Before we debate points, we debate points, I will say, as terms of where the point totals are right now, it's very close.
Oh,
so any arguing for points,
then I feel like I should.
And I'm not
I feel like I should get
it.
it. What were you gonna say? We got the teaser in January.
No. Half a point is good.
And I think I remember
you brought up 3 points.
Wyatt, you rewatched it, right?
Let me go through everybody's answers, and I'll explain how much points I gave to everybody, and then we can debate if it should be more or less. So TJ said teaser in January. It's going to say season 2 in fall 2023 and season 3 in spring 2024. I'm giving half a point. Bill said teaser in January with a release date and a release window for season 3. Kind of similar to TJ's. So I gave half a point because, again, we got the teaser in January. It didn't give a release date. It just said late 2023. Ryan said teaser in January with a short, small clip with no date, but they will tell us a release season or window. So I'm giving Ryan 1 point.
Here's my thing,
I feel
TJ,
like
time out.
That's accurate enough to what the Burger Mart
What I was saying as far as TJ's point, I thought they did give us February, and I was like, "Damn, TJ nailed or fall. Damn, TJ nailed fall." No, they didn't. They didn't say fall. TJ, you were right that it was fall.
It was by the end of the year.
That it did come out in fall.
Yeah,
but they didn't say that.
Yeah.
So no,
I
agree
by
with
the
that
end of the year.
Yeah, so I agree with that.
2024.
Yeah, it just said, it said late 2023 when the Burger Mart.
But the reason why, the point
Yeah.
that I was about to make is, as you're saying it, I feel like and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I remember saying, I'm saying fall, but as a separate, completely different prediction, I'm also going to add in there that it's going to be a different release from. That was my hot
I can
take.
count that as a separate one if you want. I can count that as
it's
a
irrelevant.
If you want.
Nope. No.
That was my hot
You
take.
already-
was
no.
2024.
Okay, so the next category. Are we all good with the
Yes.
points? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next category was, will season 2 come out before San Diego Comic-Con? Everybody said no. Everybody gets a point. So everybody was like, no, it's not.
I have a
coming out before
question just because I'm going to go to factor this in to when I'm making my new predictions. Did Ryan get a point because he said fall and stopped there?
I'm giving him a point because the only predictions he made were correct, whereas part of your prediction was they're also going to tell us season 3 is coming in
but
spring.
I also wasn't
That
intentionally vague.
That makes me, when I do the new predictions, I don't want to go too far. I'm just going to say the facts, and I don't want to be too bold because I want to get the full point.
Well, but
still
let me point out too,
info.
there are some questions here where I gave like a point and a half or 2 points because somebody was specific and it was true and it was correct. Right. So there's a game to play there of how specific do you want to be? Because the more specific you are,
depending on how confident you are, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
That was the thought process.
So going too far could help you or hurt you.
Exactly. Yeah, you're gambling. The more you say, the more points you're gambling. What date will season 2 come out? Everybody was wrong. Ryan said September 15th. Bill said September 1st. TJ almost said September 8th, but then switched to August 25th. All of those were wrong.
Wow.
I'm glad TJ was the furthest away.
See, and this is why when you guys make predictions, I add a month to it, where I'm like, no, I'm going to be more pessimistic.
Everybody, add a month to whatever we say, or 2,
except for this year, because they're on it now.
Let's see,
they're on it.
So the next question was, what are we going to see in season 2? What is the plot of season 2? And this was before we knew it was being split into 2 parts. So this is where it gets kind of complicated because a lot of the predictions that you guys made were kind of about the end of it, which we don't know. So TJ's main prediction was the finale is going to be the Invincible War. I just put TBD, no points yet. It's possible. Maybe that happens when it comes back.
No. It's possible, but it's not.
Yeah. So we're going to come back, right? We're going to put a pin in this and he'll get a point.
I think we can not give that a point. Yeah. I think we can safely not give that a point.
Bill said it's going to end with Mark being trapped in the desert realm, which is kind of the leading theory right now. So again, I'm not giving any points yet. I put TBD. I didn't put 0, but I put to be determined. Ryan said Angstrom will start the season, then disappear, and in the middle of the season, it will be space stuff with Nolan.
Oh, so I gave him a
literally
point. Where we're at.
No, a fucking whole point for that shit. It's not space
Angstrom will start the season, then disappear. That's what happened.
But
he started the season, then disappeared.
He's on a planet. There's no space. There's no space because it was
Wyatt.
But when you were saying, so are we saying that
I can change it? I'm open to changing.
Are we saying so? When Ryan said space stuff with Nolan, he was not talking about Thraxa. He was talking about. He was talking. No way, Ryan.
Alan. And shit, you were talking about prison.
You were talking about Alan. I was 1,000%.
I was probably talking Alan.
That doesn't count.
Literally, that's what he said was, and then the middle will be space stuff with Nolan, and then you guys
all of Invincible from here on out is space stuff.
It is all space stuff, except for when it's on a planet, and that's not space stuff.
I'm going to go further with that.
If he said planet stuff,
I'm going to go further.
If he said planet stuff with Nolan, he will get a full point. But he said space.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
What's funny is
Nolan's entire story from here on out until the end is Nolan in space. He doesn't come back to Earth.
I agree.
It's all space stuff.
I can make it a half a point if you want me to make it a half a point.
Let me say, I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know if I meant Alan, and I probably was thinking prison stuff.
Stupid and
which has not happened. So I will take the half point. I'm saying I agree.
Okay.
However,
I like that.
It literally is what I said. I backed into it, but I was wrong. But I ended up being right. I'm just saying.
So I feel like you guys need to save some of your outrage because now I'm just gonna make you more mad.
I'm ready now. Now I know where this shit's going. I was nice and calm for the first 2 questions.
I left this as a to be determined. I was thinking maybe is this worth half a point because as you're talking about it, somebody said something and then Ryan goes, "Yeah, I guess it could go pretty quickly. Like Angstrom could become Angstrom Levy by the end of episode 1." And so I marked that as a half point thing. Because he does. That is how episode 1 of season 2 ends. He becomes that. It wasn't him saying like this is going to happen and it's my prediction. He did throw that out there. Like
on
this
top
could
of
happen.
the space stuff. I don't care. I think that makes up for it. It's a full point.
So
But he's saying he
right
gave
now I
you a
have
half
them
point for
each
that
as
and a
a
Yeah,
full
but
half
I
a
mean that's
point.
just like
So
bullshitting
that's a
around.
total
That's
full
not.
point.
That's not.
Right
what's
now
it-
it's listed as a total
Now I
full
get.
point.
Now I know for the season for the
Now you know the game.
for the 20. So like my prediction,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for the second half of season 2 is Alan's going to be like doing alien stuff.
Yeah,
And stuff.
yeah. They're in the Invincible universe doing things.
Take out the
Listen,
take out the
you know, you
Nolan
can say
space.
Earth
strong
doing stuff
start
on
here.
Earth
There are
is
moments
space
where
stuff.
other people are going to maybe take the lead. Who
Take
knows?
out Nolan space stuff, and those two things
Mhm.
were spot on. And the Nolan space stuff isn't right, or it's not wrong, but it's also not right. So
Yeah.
it's still 2 out of 3,
Right,
and
as
that
in
third
it's a,
one is
as,
kind
as
of
in it's a double negative.
So
right?
as a whole, do we feel like that's worth 1
That's
point?
as a
that he
whole it's
said that
one.
Angstrom-
As a whole it's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Fine,
that's what it
fine.
is right now. Each one was half a point for now, so it's
Oh, you
one whole
barely fucking got that point, Ryan.
I did.
point. Just to be clear, too, just to pull back the curtain, when I was first pitching this idea to Ryan of like, oh, I could give points to it, he did warn me there was going to be arguing.
Oh yeah.
This is
I
what
was
this is going to be from going on though. It's going to be arguments. And that's fine. This
But
is the
that's-
episode.
that's
This is the
kind of fun
episode.
of it.
Mhm.
Okay,
Continue.
next question. Very interesting, which I feel like there's going to be even more debate, and I'm now stressed out about how long it's going to take us to get through this. The title card. The question was, will they still do the blood splatter thing? Will they still do the someone has to say Invincible? And then it cuts to that.
Oh my god.
Ryan said, yes, it will still have the blood splatter gimmick. And he then said, no, it won't have someone saying someone says Invincible gimmick. This is where it gets complicated because 2 out of the 4 episodes, somebody did the thing where it was them saying Invincible. The other 2,
Which-
it was Alan, where it says in order to,
Oh, you're right.
It's
save
still
the
a
universe,
name
you have
gimmick,
to
though.
be.
It's still a
Yeah.
name gimmick.
I
It's still a
agree.
name gimmick.
I'm not going to fight that
And
one.
but in the very last one, it's just Mark saying you got to be effing kidding me.
Yeah.
And it cuts to Invincible. So it's not.
But
the
I think
name
that
gimmick.
plays
So-
into it,
Yeah,
though.
it's the
Like, because
same
they
type
built
of-
it up as being a normal thing.
do-
It's a gimmick.
I do-
It's a gimmick.
I do think they are not. I think they broke the trend. They do not need to say Invincible anymore, which was my intent in what I said there. So
Okay.
I would take a quarter of a point, but I'm not going to fight.
I
I'm not fighting.
So
that.
I put 0. I put 0 for the. I kind of broke this up into 2 of is it the blood splatter and is it the name gimmick. I put 0 for you said they would still do the blood splatter. I was going to give half a point for you saying no, they're not
So
going
out
to
of
do the
2,
name gimmick
I get
because
half?
2 out of the 4 episodes did that.
That's my quarter.
So yeah,
I'll
out of
take
2
it.
questions, you get a half.
Yeah.
But they did the name gimmick.
But I'm
that's
saying-
that's
but I
why it
said that I
worked in
didn't.
the last
But I said they're not going to continue that, and they didn't.
as in into season 2, but they did continue it. Episode 1 continued it. Episode 2 continued it. Episode 3, which was Alan, continued the
said
gimmick.
they
I
didn't
would
Just
say
even
because it
say
didn't
that
do it in
episode 4 did too. They're continuing to make the title card a part of the show. Like it's a
Right,
part-
That's
exactly.
not the question. That's not the question. The question is, does somebody have to say the word Invincible?
They did up until episode 4.
3.
No.
Well-
3, they still did it with Alan the Alien.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it
you
just
have
said
to be
Alan instead of
Alan.
Invincible.
Right. They
Yeah.
still said someone. So that's 75%.
Okay.
Is that
right.
right? Is
Do
that
you want me to give him
That's right.
0.25?
No, I'm cool with not taking a point for that. I'm not going to fight that
No,
because
I think.
Well-
Yeah.
What did you say? You said they didn't.
I
they
mean,
wouldn't
I
consider
may,
the name.
I may have given half a point to someone else who also said that they're
Let's
not
move
going to
on.
say it. So that means that person's going to lose it too.
Let's move on. I'm
Okay.
fine with him getting it.
So-
Fine with him getting it. The half a point.
So am I leaving
The half
it
a-
at
leave it at a
point?
half a point.
Half a point? Okay, leaving it at a half point. TJ said, no blood splatter like last season. It will be something different and unique. So 1 point there because you nailed that.
Mhm.
And then you said, no, they're not going to do the someone has to say Invincible gimmick. So
0
I gave a
points.
half point for that as well, like I gave to Ryan.
Half point.
yeah,
Yeah, because we're agreeing that if Ryan said that, it's a half point as well. Because it's they were
I am
kind of still doing it or kind of
fundamentally
not.
disagreeing with that because it's continuing the name gimmick and they continued it, and then just because in one episode they didn't,
We got to. We
Doesn't
have to
make
move
that
on.
right.
So somehow we have to move on. From
someone has to
this.
give.
all right.
Well,
I disagree with
I'm
this.
okay with dropping it, but during this question, Bill never responded to whether or not they were going to do it. But he did say, "I drink your milkshake," because someone said, "There's going to be blood. There will be blood." So Bill started quoting, "There will be blood." So unfortunately, I did not give any points to Bill.
Then TJ should absolutely lose half a point. Absolutely.
Bill's
right.
answer to those
Go.
questions is, "I drink your milkshake."
I typed that into here too, and it makes me laugh every time I see it. Okay, I mean, it's kind of it doesn't make too much of a difference then if Bill or if TJ and Ryan are both getting the point.
Yeah, you can just leave it as what you had it.
Okay. Will there be an Invincible panel at San Diego Comic-Con? TJ said yes, and at the very least, Steven Yeun and J.K. Simmons will be there or be there via Skype.
They would have.
Which is unfair because they probably would have, and I agree.
That's not fair.
I'm giving... So, let me go through all of them before we start arguing if this is too many points. I'm giving TJ 1 point because he says, yes, there's going to be an Invincible panel. Because that was really the main question is there going to be a panel? Bill said, yes, there will be a panel, but it'll just be Kirkman and no cast, is what he said. I'm giving
2 points.
I'm giving Bill 1.5 points. And Ryan said there will be a decent panel with no cast, but Simon and other writers will be with Kirkman, and they will show a significant part of episode 1 at the panel.
He gets 2 full points for that?
I didn't say that yet, but I do kind of feel like he should have 2
my
points
only
for that.
rebuttal.
They showed the
my only rebuttal is that
I know that's not episode 1.
My only rebuttal is that we were told that there were supposed to be actors there that had to cancel because of the actor strike.
But the fact is that there weren't, TJ.
This is where it got very messy, and I wasn't sure exactly how to score
I said there wouldn't be.
All of that is accurate.
I said there wouldn't be actors.
Yeah, you said that it would be a decent panel, but with no cast, and that Simon and other writers would be there with her.
I don't know if you said this on that episode, but I know the reason why you predicted that is because you thought that because it's season 2, season 1 hype is over, and that there wouldn't be many actors to promote it.
Yeah, I remember that.
2. That's why.
Yeah.
I like those points.
All right.
Okay. TJ, we good with the points?
Yeah, I guess. Even though I would have been fucking right.
I hate that,
I would have been wrong.
I'm realizing now in like 5 years from now, TJ's going to remember one of these questions and how many points I gave to somebody.
Yes, you're right. I know.
Will anything happen at New York Comic-Con was the next question. Ryan asked this question, but didn't answer this question. So he gets no point.
What does that mean? Will anything happen?
Meaning announcements, trailers, anything like that. Will there be any Invincible news coming out of New York Comic-Con? This is where I had to I was trying to go through our notes again of did anything happen around New York Comic-Con time? That was when we got the Mortal Kombat trailer. We got the second trailer for the show. TJ said there will be comic book related announcements at New York Comic-Con. I could not find anything.
That's a negative.
I couldn't find anything, so I put 0 for that. But if I'm wrong, correct me. And
no, there was not.
We're not going to include
guys. Put ourselves in our old headspace. At this point, we thought season 2 would have already come out.
So,
which is why
this is when Bill says he's thinking about this, and Bill goes, "Wait, what if the show's coming out in November so they can get 2 conventions before it comes out?" So I'm giving Bill a point for that because he said specifically November, even, which is impressive. I feel like that deserves a point. As you guys were talking about, even though earlier 3 questions ago he was like September 1st, that's when it's coming out.
I have now sunk back into this is more fun when you get to arbitrarily just give points. It's kind of like Price is Right, or not Price is Right.
Yeah,
sorry, it's kind of like Whose Line Is It Anyway? And why it's like, you know what, Bill, you nailed it for being on November. It's not the question, but you know what, you get a point. And I think this is fun.
There's no real scientific way to do this. Let's be honest.
It's completely subjective, but I'm agreeing with you for the most part so far.
Yeah, no, this is good. I like
because the last thing I said was I'm giving Bill a point. That's why you're
yeah.
But also, then wait, no, that's a different question. Okay, so next question was, what Invincible comic books will we see in 2023?
Oh man, I lost points here, big time.
At this point,
Ryan said
the Battle Beast prequel issue.
Yeah.
Wait. The question, the last question was, will anything happen at San Diego Comic-Con? And I said,
New York.
Oh,
you said at New York Comic-Con, and you said there will be comic book related announcements at New York Comic-Con.
And Ryan, you said Ryan didn't answer the question.
I didn't even answer it.
And Bill
Ryan
also didn't answer the question, but made a comment about.
Bill didn't answer it, but then said oh, well, what if the show's coming out in November so that they can do San Diego and New York before the show?
I think the spirit of the answer was, TJ, you were thinking they were going to announce an Invincible comic, and Bill, you were thinking, well, if the show comes out in November, they're going to do show related stuff. So you get the point. Yeah.
And I tried to also like give points if somebody made a prediction that wasn't necessarily about the question. Like I had a section at the bottom that was just like any bonus predictions or whatever, like if somebody made them, which I kind of then just kind of like weaved into where they fit here of like Bill saying this about the conventions. So the next question was, what Invincible comic books will we see in 2023? So Ryan said, we will see the Cory Walker Image anthology story. So, which I think you were talking, because I think that had been
King Immortal.
We knew Cory Walker was doing it in an Image. It was doing a story in the Image anthology, but we didn't know what it was yet at the time. It ended up being
when it would be coming out.
Ended up being
we
Science
didn't know
Dog.
necessarily. Yeah, and it was the Science Dog thing.
Yeah.
So I gave 1 point for that.
When did that come out?
That wasn't announced.
No.
That was.
Oh, it was announced.
It was 2023, right?
Okay.
It was announced.
Or was it already announced?
It was announced in 2022. That's what Ryan was alluding to.
Yes. But I thought that it was going to be
happen.
Invincible.
Okay, so I should give no points for that.
But Science Dog happened. I didn't know what it was, but I assumed it was. My guess was that it was going to be Invincible,
but it wasn't.
It ended up being Science Dog,
which is Invincible. I would give that a point.
I would give it half a point
because specifically Ryan. Because specifically, you said we would see what Cory Walker was working on, which we did.
I think it's only half point because it's also not that crazy of a guess. Like this thing is coming out. Yeah, we're gonna see that. Yeah, we know it's coming out.
Yeah,
I'll get a half point.
It was announced. We're gonna see it.
So
like
Bill said,
"2024 isn't that we're gonna get a board game. We know we're gonna get a board game."
Bill said, "We are going to get that Cory Walker comic."
You know what you meant, Bill. Yeah. You know what you meant.
I know what I meant, and that's why I knew that I would that I didn't get any points this time.
So yeah, we didn't. I said no points for that. TJ said Ryan Ottley will do something for Marvel after Hulk, similar to how Daniel Warren Johnson did Better Ray Bill, where he's still creator owned. Don't think that's happened, right?
I think Hulk was.
I put 0 for that, but TJ then followed it up and said, I think Robert Kirkman is going to launch a new comic book in 2023 that is not in the Invincible universe, which we got Void Rivals. So
that's what the thing. That's the thing that it was announced around and I was like, oh, I got one. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a point.
Yep.
Nice.
I can give. I don't know.
I'm back.
Hi, TJ.
Hey, TJ.
Okay. Did your computer die?
All right. Continuing.
It's already over.
I have no idea what happened to my computer.
For board games and video games, like I said, Bill said Super Fight expansion, so 0 points. Ryan said board game announced before San Diego will come out at New York Comic Con or in the fall. We're saying half a point for that because of the dice game. TJ said we will get a board game and it will be announced at San Diego Comic Con and then come out in the fall. So a point for that, right?
I say 1 whole point because
that's what I'm thinking.
Wait, what is the difference between his and mine?
Yours said there will be a board game announced before San Diego Comic Con.
That's right.
And will come out at New York Comic Con or in the fall.
So I say.
So I think we're saying half a point because yours, the one that was announced before San Diego, came out at San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
TJ's is the same.
Is the same.
Announced at San Diego, the dice building game, the hero building game.
Dice game.
Not the dice game. The hero building was announced at San Diego. Nothing has
Escape from Mars.
Nothing.
Escape from Mars was
and Escape from Mars. You're right, but nothing has come out in the fall.
Yeah, nothing came out.
Half a point.
Yeah, I think it's the same. We were both right about a game being announced when we thought it would be announced.
TJ also then said TJ was really the only one making video game predictions here. TJ said we will get Invincible content in Fortnite or Mortal Kombat. Was his predictions.
Oh, that's so good.
I counted that as one.
That's like a point and a half.
I can do 1.5.
I think that's 1 point.
I said specific games twice.
Yeah,
was
but
right about.
But you're gonna be right.
Hold on, Bill.
No,
Bill, hold on.
Bullshit. I can list every video game franchise in the world and get a fucking point.
You could, but I only said 2, Bill. I only said 2.
Those are the games that always have. They fucking everything shows up in Fortnite. That's stupid.
So why didn't you predict it? Why didn't you predict
1
it?
point.
I think definitely it's definitely 1 full point.
Take the point,
It's
TJ.
one full point.
That is a point and a half. Come on.
No,
that is.
no,
I
fuck
said
that.
out of
TJ's
all,
like,
Bill, you said
and
it
also
yourself.
this,
Bill, you said it
and
yourself.
there's also going to
You
be
said it yourself.
Adam Eve like narrative game.
Yeah, maybe there could be like a narrative game that's maybe only for PC though, something weird like that where you can only play it on PC.
TJ, we'll give you.
Yeah, but if I had predicted that, Bill would have been like, "Oh, no, that's only a half point because I mean, technically, it's going to come out for other things later on."
So,
You're right.
You're always just
right.
waiting.
You're
said
right.
literally the. You know what? That's fine. I'll take the full point, even though it should at least be a.
You got a half a point. You got a half a point for the actual question.
Hold on.
And then a full point for a bonus fucking question that you just started saying shit. Take it.
But I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna. I'm telling you right now, I'll take the full point. But to everybody out there listening, I said 2 IPs, and they were the only
Fall
2
Guys.
IPs that actually
Fall Guys.
happened.
Fall Guys did too.
That was last year.
No, it was
No,
this year.
that was
It was
the-
this
that
year. It
was
was
this
on our
year. We
recap.
talked about it in January.
No, it happened, but when we recorded our looking back episode back last year, Fall Guys was already announced. We already knew.
I think you're right.
Possibly.
Then you were wrong.
Oh.
Then you're wrong to
You're
begin
right.
with because you said the
Here's
only
what I'll
two-
say. Here's what I'll say. Whether I make it 1 point or half a point, because I'm
I was
going
gonna
to
say,
here,
TJ just.
it's not going to make a difference on who wins.
Yeah.
It's not going to make a difference on who
All right.
wins,
Well,
whether
then
it's a
fuck it,
point
I
or
don't
half
care.
a point.
I'll do a full point, but it's more about the street
you get the
cred.
tip of the hat.
Okay, I'm
You get
taking
the-
the
the kind of
You
funny tip of the hat.
absolutely get a tip of the hat
Fuck you
because
guys.
you said both of those games
That's
in the same
bullshit.
sentence as
That's
well.
like saying The Simpsons was going to predict the future. No fucking shit. Invincible's going to be in Fortnite. You
I
stupid
literally
asshole.
said, you could say Call of Duty. You could say
No,
there's
you can't. Nothing
you could
shows up in
say
Call of Duty.
It was also
Everything
about
shows up
The Witcher.
in this
The Witcher
year.
just
It
came
was
to Call
also
of Duty,
in this
didn't
year.
it?
Yeah. Dune just came to Call of Duty. You can play as
what do you know, Bill?
I think
Timothy
Spawn.
Chalamet.
How come you
I
didn't
think
predict
Spawn
Call of
is in
Duty?
Call of Duty.
I'm not. I don't
Yeah,
play fucking
shut
Call
your
of Duty.
mouth.
So
Also,
what's next?
another prediction that TJ made that I'm giving 0 points to. He said, if
Good.
Invincible comes to Fortnite, I'm never going to play as another character because he's played as Ninja Turtles with me since then. So I'm giving no points to that prediction.
That's
Well, I will say
that's
the
awesome.
only other character that I have played as other than Invincible, Adam, Eve, and Omni-Man is Leonardo because
Yeah.
I mean it's fucking
love how
Leonardo. I
Wyatt's
mean,
like-
come on.
and that's not fucking true because I play with you.
I was listening to it and I was like, well, that's false. That didn't happen. I was in my mode
Leonardo
of like,
Why
Skin
were
is
you
or not,
this,
pretty sick.
this entire time after the launch of Fortnite? Were you just like, TJ? Are you sure? Don't you want to try this other skin?
hey, look, the turtles are out.
So
Let's
that's
do a
why
stream- let's
Wyatt
all
was
play
pushing
Invincible.
It was him.
I was like, come on, let's get the turtles. All right.
Listen, you know? And then the final question, of course, will there be any news about the live action movie? Everybody basically said the same thing, otherwise that there will be no news, or it will be the same question of, oh yeah, these things take time and it's going to get picked up by publications. Everybody got a point for that because everyone kind of agreed that's what it would be. Our total points for our prediction episodes. In third place with 8 points is Bill. Bill has 8 points.
I don't like this because you gave me false hope when you said it wouldn't fucking matter. When I was arguing so hard, and now I look like a bigger asshole. And I was like, yeah, okay, it doesn't fucking matter.
In second place is Ryan with 10 points.
Yep.
And in first
Oh,
place
shit.
is TJ with 10.5 points. By half a point, TJ has won.
The half point doesn't matter.
Yes.
It wouldn't matter, Ryan.
If TJ
Oh,
got
you
an
agree with me
extra
now, don't
half
you,
point, is
Ryan?
what I'm saying. If TJ got an extra
Oh,
half
if he
point,
got
that
an
wouldn't
extra,
change
you're
things,
right.
because he was already in the lead at that point.
I
It
would've
would
gotten
have been
11.
1 point ahead instead of half a point. No, I had to. I knew TJ was
You're
winning.
champion.
Well done. Well done.
Again,
All
all
very
of it's open
close.
for debate. This was just me subjectively listening and saying, okay, what would be accurate points?
Hey man,
You know what? I
You know
always
what,
try to make
guys?
fun predictions, stuff that people will enjoy hearing, but I'm going to be boring as shit this year.
TJ,
Boring.
you know what would have made us tie? Space stuff. Just saying,
True.
space stuff.
But it's obvious. I can't like. All right.
Just like it's obvious
mean,
that they're going to be in Fortnite.
And listen,
TJ. Thank you,
here's what
Ryan.
we'll do.
Ryan should get an extra point. A whole
Here's
point.
what we'll do. Next time, when we get to the end of 2024, we'll send this list to like a Mitch Krasson, a Chris Wise. We'll let them go through and decide. Since I'm now going to be
That's
part
good.
of
Bill,
That's
the
good.
next
needs to
step.
be-
Bill, why are you
of
trying to-
predicting
there needs-
2024.
why you, Bill? What? Bill, why are you trying to make Ryan win? Does it bother you that I am your champion? That I am
No.
the champion
Here's the thing.
predictor.
There needs to be a council. There needs to be a council.
I'll tell you what there needs to be.
So there's checks
I'll
and
tell you what
balances
there
because
needs to be.
this is
Coalition of
fucking
points.
bullshit.
I'll tell you what there needs to be.
Checks and
There needs to be merchandise that says TJ 2023 prediction
Wyatt.
champion.
Don't start
Right
this
here.
shit. Don't start this fucking
Right
bullshit.
here.
I tried.
Not
to warn
only
you.
am I the sweet one,
I know.
it's also the
Okay,
2023 prediction
how
champion.
boring and
The sweet
monotone
one,
my predictions
TJ.
are.
I think
I'm just gonna say Fortnite. I'm gonna say what do you think is gonna happen at Fortnite? Probably Fortnite.
I'm
should,
pretty
because
sure I sent a text to Wyatt
Nothing's
that
gonna happen
said,
in Fortnite.
"Are you sure?" Like question, like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" But no, that was good. That was good. Thank you, Wyatt. All right. So is it time?
I think it's time to now roll into a lot of the questions are similar to the 2023 ones, but there's some new ones. Ryan sent us the list of questions. So Ryan, if you want to start taking us through that, we can start making predictions for 2024, which is the year
You know
we're
what just
now
hit
in.
me? What just hit me is I came out a year ago on podcast. It was on our looking back episode.
It's true.
That
Oh, do you get a
was.
fucking full point for that too, TJ?
I should get like 6 points for that. Tell me I'm wrong, Bill. How many points? What is my happiness worth to you?
0
Like, how many-
points. 0 points.
Jesus, that was-
I need it. I need the fucking head
I should
start.
get all the points.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Honestly, I barely.
You know what,
I looked
TJ?
at
You were
some
the
of
winner.
these.
So TJ, I'm going to ask you first.
Yeah.
TJ, do you think 2024 will be a bigger year than 2023 for Invincible? Interpret it however you want, but remember, like, just
Okay, so I'm gonna say yes, and the reason why I actually thought about is because things like this. We just did the looking back for 2023, right? And we brought up certain things like the Rexplode action figure announcement. That was a 2023 thing, or is that a 2024
well,
thing?
the release. There were certain things that were released in.
Is 2024 going to be bigger than 2023? Because when we bring it up, it's going to be like, oh, we got the Rexplode figures. If that's the case, we got Escape from Mars. That's 2024.
So is the other.
We got
the other game.
We got the mobile game. That's 2024.
Part 2 of season 2. Like
part 2 of season 2.
I don't think this is a definitive answer. I think this is going to be a tough.
Right. I'm saying 2024, just because of the things that have already been announced that we haven't gotten yet and don't count for 2023, I'm saying 2024 will be even bigger than 2023.
I'm going to say, I hope I'm wrong. I'm going to say no. And I think the only thing that 2023 has on 2024 is the Invincible 20th bump, which I think they're Skybound put a little more behind. I think they're using that to be able to promote even more. Like, here's the Skybound Invincible 20th anniversary panel. Like, that doesn't mean they're not going to do a panel. That doesn't mean, I'm just saying, like, I think having that extra oomph, plus the show being gone for so long, it coming back can make a bigger splash. I think it's going to be close, but I'm going to say definitive answer as far as points goes, no, it will not be as big.
But just asking why, like, what did we get in 2023?
I think the fact that
the majority of stuff that we brought up were announcements for 2024.
I think announcements are
I think
announcements are very exciting, and that we get, like, these are coming. You know, we got like 3 action figures appeared with the announcement of 2 more, the announcement of 3 board games with one of them happening, and one of them we got to play, but we didn't. It's not released yet. The video games, we got 3 video games.
That's
like 4 video games if you count Fall Guys. Actually played 4 video games this year that are Invincible themed. I don't think we have. Well, we'll get to that. Like, I mean, the manga
that's where I'm asking.
1 and 2. The library editions are coming back. Like, we don't have to go through it all, but I think there's going to be less to talk about this time next year.
That's why I'm asking for clarity, because if we're saying that announcements count toward, if announcements for things that are going to come out in 2025, but we're going to talk about them in 2024, then I would agree with you. You know what I mean?
think
If we get announcements of like an Invincible comic book coming March 2025, but we get that announcement at New York Comic Con and we're like, oh, 2024 was a big year. We got this announcement. Then I agree
things
with you.
actually coming
But
out
I don't think we're
way
gonna get that
more
like that.
than the announcements, but I'm not going to say the announcements don't weigh anything. But we got a
Right.
lot too. I'm saying
I
we
think
actually
the
got a
announcements
lot of
count-
physical.
I think the announcements count for more hype, as in like it's more news than it actually coming out. That's what I think.
You think announcements hold
So I
more weight than
think-
it
I
actually
think,
coming out?
Like San Diego Comic Con, where they announced the Adam Eve game and then the fucking dice game or the building game, like and then the Adam Eve game came out, and then like so those things create hype and make something feel bigger. However, my prediction is that yes, it will be a bigger year because we will get 8 episodes of Invincible. We will get the second half of season 2, and we will get the first half of season 1. So Invincible as an IP will be more present this year, so more people will be excited and continuously talking about it. I don't necessarily know if we'll get more actual announcements, but I think that it will be a bigger year in the sense that Invincible is more present in 2024.
Okay.
I'm for clarity, I am sticking with yes, but I think it's going to be tough to weigh that out.
You made your answer convoluted enough just so you can get half points here and there in case something weird
I feel
happens.
like
play the game. Play it like Sidoti's play
no,
it.
You won. I feel like this one is a
By a hair.
is a pretty definitive yes or no. Should be.
Okay,
Yeah.
Wyatt?
I'm gonna say also no. I don't think that it will be as big as 2023 because I feel like a lot of things that happened this year or that were announced this year were things that have been in the works for multiple years because they wanted the 20th to be a big deal. And I don't know how much effort in the past 2 years they have been putting to lead up to things coming out necessarily next year. So my gut just says like 2023 was the big year that they wanted to have the most stuff in there. So they tried to get as many things announced and like hype for things out this year. So I don't think there will be as much of that this year coming up, so it will feel like there's less, like Ryan was saying.
Yeah, I think there will be less
to talk
announcements
about.
and less physical.
I disagree. I think that there will be less announcements, but 2023 was big for us. Like things happened and were exciting for us, so that's why it seemed big. I'm saying for like the masses, for like everybody other than these 4 people right here and probably people that are listening to the podcast, it will be bigger. You know, example, we'll actually get in-store merchandise. We'll get like t-shirts at Hot Topic or like FYE, you know what
Target.
I mean? Like we'll we'll get that
Yes.
kind of stuff because we're going to have so many episodes.
You're right.
I could see it.
so
I'm writing in the notes.
check.
I'm writing in the notes. Ryan says that he hopes he's wrong, but he's saying no.
I would just say no.
Be big.
Like
okay, I'll just say no. Bill, I started to just type as you were talking, Bill. So right now it says, yes, it will be bigger. We will get 8 episodes of Invincible, just because that excites me that maybe we will. Because I don't think that we will.
And don't forget,
later predictions.
It's going to be
and I
bigger
put
as
as an IP, it will be more present, is what your prediction is.
Yeah.
TJ, I'm writing yes for you, that it will be bigger. Do you want me to add anything else to yours?
No.
Or just yes?
Well, I mean, you said that you're adding Bill's comment about how many episodes we're getting, but isn't that a later question?
Yeah, we are going to have later questions. That's his reasoning for why he thinks it's going to be a bigger
that's
deal.
flavor text.
Okay.
Which is relevant.
So I figured, that's that 0.5 extra that maybe he'll get if he's correct about that, I guess.
All right.
Or wouldn't it be 0.5
Or
less
it could
because
be
it can help
0.5
you or
lost
hurt you?
if he's wrong. Exactly.
So if he's
That's
wrong, he would
that's
only
the
get
range.
half a point for the whole question.
Correct.
Okay, continue.
All right, TJ, back to you. Or no, we'll start with Wyatt.
Nope. Yeah, we got to start with
we'll start with
people.
someone else. We'll go backwards now. Wyatt, when will we get a teaser / trailer for part 2? I'm not saying like, is it what? We don't have to get into the specifics of like, what is it? Is it a teaser? Is it a trailer? Whatever. The next time we see something, whether it's a teaser or a trailer, what's the date?
I'm saying late January or early February that they announce like, hey, this is when episode 5 is coming. This is when season 2 is coming back. Here's a short trailer or whatever. I think it's late end of this month or beginning of next month.
Okay.
Can we say that one person gets the point? Whoever's closest to the actual date. Should we pick an actual date?
I put an actual date down.
I got an actual date.
Yeah, I put a
And
fucking
we
date
should whoever's closest by the day. It could go either way. It's not like
Now
if
I
you
gotta
go
look at the
over,
calendar.
it's not Price is Right. Closest to the day.
Do you want
I
my
got
date?
it.
January 19th.
Bill says January 19th.
I have a.
That's 2 weeks.
Wyatt?
Can I go
No.
next?
Should be Wyatt. Bill.
Okay.
I'm going.
Bill says
I
January
already have mine.
19th. What's the last Friday in January?
The 20.
It is the 26th.
All right, I'll say the 26th.
I will say January 22nd.
I knew it. I'm doing the same thing because I already had it
You
down.
can say the
It's
same
going to
thing,
be
that's
the
fine.
anniversary. I'm saying it.
Invincible-
No, I'm saying it.
Invincible's
'cause I already said
21st
it.
birthday.
Yep.
Oh, that would be good.
It's the anniversary.
Okay.
I knew
On
it.
a Monday?
That's why
I
I
know
No
it's
way.
Monday.
They're gonna
That's why I
say
wanted-
no fucking way.
Yeah,
They're gonna
start
That's
the
why I
week
wanted to
strong.
go before Ryan.
Start the week
No way.
strong.
I like
No way.
that. I like that.
No
That's a
fucking
good-
way.
Yep.
It's a good
All
one.
right.
January 22nd.
Is everybody in?
Yes, we're in.
All right. Now, Bill, you get to start. Bill, when will season 2, part 2 air? The first episode.
I have
So
an
episode 5.
actual date as well.
Yeah.
not a
we all should.
window.
I got one. We all got dates.
It is-
right?
Yeah, we have dates.
The first February, or the first Friday in February, which is February 2nd, which is also Groundhog's Day.
Oh, that's fun.
Okay.
That was my original prediction.
Because
I'm gonna
it only because it aligns with my where I think the teaser is going to be. So it would make sense for you guys to choose later.
Yeah.
So Bill saying February 2nd.
Yep.
Man, Bill. That's soon.
Yeah.
Wyatt?
I'm gonna say
TJ, you and I have a feeling you have mine again.
I'm gonna say March 22nd.
It's my birthday weekend.
That is my prediction.
Really?
Yep. Because I thought exactly, because January 22nd to March 22nd gives them exactly 2 months to hype and do trailers and talk casting
That's
and everything like that.
ridiculous. That's a ridiculous amount of time.
Is it?
You're wrong.
December
You're wrong.
to November? Is it? I'm sorry, July to November?
Bill, we just read about how you were like September 1st. So that's when season 2 is coming out. So
Yeah,
it's
but then
like-
I fucking said some shit. Remember that half point?
TJ?
Remember I
did.
do. It didn't mean anything.
that half
It didn't make me
Oh, no,
any
TJ's
closer to
gonna-
winning.
TJ's going to break our hearts.
If you had answered the other questions, you might have gotten there.
It's going to be the day before our 8-year anniversary of the podcast, March 15th.
Okay.
I thought about that one too.
That'd be a fun one.
That
All
would
right.
be cool. I like this that Ryan and I are the latest. So if it's after March in like April, which I think is also a possibility, then we'll be the closest.
There's no.
I was thinking the
fucking way.
22nd or the
Definitely.
29th, but you guys pushed me the other way.
Guys, they have to
Definitely
keep it
not
close enough.
February.
Yeah, they have to keep it close enough to in the first quarter so that it makes sense releasing season 3
Well,
in
we'll get there.
November or December.
That sounds like a prediction.
That sounds
you're
like a
making
prediction
there
later.
when
Hold on.
season 3 is
Oh,
gonna
it
come
is.
out.
So here's one that's going to be, go ahead and cheese it if you want. What is something that will happen in part 2? I want 2 answers, 1 point for each. I want an easy, something that you think is kind of a no-brainer.
Sure thing.
A sure
Yeah.
thing. And then I want something that is a little out there and not a sure thing. And it has to be, majority of this group has to agree that correct, that is not a sure thing.
Who's going first?
I'll go first.
I haven't
Me?
started. I'll start.
Okay,
Yeah.
go
Wait,
ahead.
Or Ryan
Wait,
start.
okay, Ryan.
So
Ryan's
am I giving both my things? I'll
Yeah,
go
go
for it.
Yes.
My sure thing that isn't that sure, but Nolan will say that he misses Debbie.
I thought you were gonna say Nolan will be in space.
No.
I swear to God, I thought you were gonna be like Nolan will be in space.
Damn, that would have been really funny. I should have.
My sure thing,
My sure thing?
space stuff.
Space stuff. Nolan in space
There's a
stuff.
character. His name is Invincible. He's gonna appear.
Yeah, I think we're having some really great T-shirt ideas. DJ yours, and then it should just be Nolan, and then under it space
Nolan
stuff.
in space. Gotta find the exact
Space stuff
quote.
with Nolan.
You guys agree that's kind of that's a safe bet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
And
say
where
it's a
the
pretty
season
safe
is
bet.
going.
I think that's not a crazy hot take. That's a good prediction.
Here's one that I do not agree with, but I'm going to make the prediction just because I think it's a fun curveball that goes against where I think the show ends. Within the last 3 minutes of season 2, we see the black and blue suit.
I don't think
I have to cut you off because that's my sure thing. That's my sure thing. That's my sure thing.
No
is
way.
That we see the black and blue suit.
Yeah.
Okay, dude, it's literally Ryan. The blue suit was teased in episode 1 of season 2, and the season itself has to have a beginning and end.
Don't try to convince him to change his prediction if you think it's dumb.
All that we've talked about, including multiple times in this very episode, was season 2 ends with him beating Angstrom. We're gonna get Cecil. We're gonna get the Cecil stuff.
They rearrange things. They rearrange things.
Oh.
They rearrange things.
Yeah, they do.
Let me jump into mine since I gave my sure thing
in our December episode, Ryan. That's
Shut up, TJ. Shut up, TJ.
Let me jump into mine.
That's his big deal. Like,
if you want, I'll change it.
If I don't... No, leave it. Leave it.
Okay.
If you think it's dumb, let him leave it.
No, but I mean,
he's gonna get the point for that.
It's dumb because it's an easy point.
That's our hot take one. My sure thing prediction was going to be that we will see the black and blue suit before the end of the season, even if it's just Art's studio and you see it behind some glass.
That
he's
counts,
like
is what you're saying.
Black and blue suit.
We will see the suit.
Not necessarily Invincible is wearing it. He could be, but we will see that suit because I feel like
I'll tweak
the
my
title card teases
I'll tweak mine then because I did mean it that we see it. I intentionally didn't say he wears it because I think we would see it but not wear it. I'll say he wears it then. That makes it more of a hot take, right?
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. That is a hot take. So I will put Mark wears the.
You don't think so, TJ?
I really
don't think it's happening.
My hot take is
I do not think it's happening.
I think they have to
way more.
They have
like
why?
No, because
what's the deal with this title card? What's the deal with this title card? They have to explain the title card. They have to prove like this is what it is the whole time that we've been alluding to.
You think
so? They have to show it. Absolutely.
That can be his hot take. It's like a grandma's hot take.
All right. Well, if I think of a better one, I'll
you can mull it over. If you think of a better one before we're done,
what was your hot take, Wyatt?
So my sure thing is we will see the black and blue suit in some way.
Mm-hmm.
My hot take, I had a really hard time with the hot take because it's like I want to say something that would be a fun prediction, but I'm like trying to do something that could happen, but also like if it's a hot take, it's got to be something kind of crazy. So I'm saying that by the end of season 2, we will get a scene with either Thrag or Conquest talking.
That was my hot take.
That was my hot take. A voice scene with either Thrag or Conquest and the reason I feel like this is
a
possibility is that in season 1, we got the little tease of here's Conquest, but it was just the still. And so one-upping that is let's give us another reminder that like the Viltrumites are out there, they're coming. Maybe we get a reveal of who's voicing one of the characters by getting to hear their voice.
Just to kind of say where my head's at, I think that's more likely than Mark in the blue and black suit.
Really?
Definitely.
That's wild.
Definitely.
Ryan, do you think that they would have the blue cracks all season and then just not explain it, and then in the middle of season 3, everybody be like, "Oh, remember like way back in like season 2?"
In the comics, we see Thrag close to this point in which like prison ship and like Anissa showing up. Like we probably will see them. Like I don't.
Okay, so I'll go next.
I'm not saying it's not worth a hot take. That's definitely. I think that's at the same level as mine.
My sure thing is that we will see Thrag.
Oh my god! See,
I feel at this point we're just making 2 predictions about this is what I hope. And we've admitted that one of them feels like a hot take.
No. Trust me, my next one is a hot take. So I
sure thing we will see Thrag. Right?
Sure thing is we will see Thrag. I said that from the beginning. I was like, we got to see Thrag beforehand to really build up his character, even if it's just like a legend, like he's legendary. So it like shows him whether or not he talks. We're gonna see Thrag. I will even say that we will hear Thrag's name. Can that count, or should it be one or the other?
You start throwing points around, man.
I have type.
Like someone says General Thrag, or we see him.
Yeah.
Or we see him. My hot take, man, this is a good one.
Thrag
is
really
proud
referenced
of this one
visually, or someone says his name. That's what you're. Yeah,
that's 100%.
But we will see Thrag, and or his name is referenced.
Yeah,
right. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I hope you guys are ready for my.
I
hot
love
take.
how all of our sure bets and hot takes are each
Listen,
other's.
we all have different levels of spiciness.
That's what I
you know?
mean.
This is
Some of us
spicy.
like the
Yeah,
mild
This is
ones.
have
run to the
different levels.
bathroom and get some Desitin to rub on your butthole because this is a spicy hot take.
What you got?
In the alternate dimension fight between Angstrom Levy and Mark,
Ooh.
Mark will go into a zombie alternate dimension where he will have a conversation with a Glenn-like character voiced by Steven Yeun
Oh!
as a reference to The Walking Dead. It doesn't have to be the Walking Dead world, but it will be. He will have a cap on, and it will be voiced by Steven Yeun, and they will have a conversation together.
Well done
No.
making a hot take. 'Cause
Well
That's a hot
great
take.
That's
I thought about that scene and I was like, should my hot take be Spider-Man? That they are going to do Spider-Man, but I really don't believe that. Like I don't
Neither
think
do I.
Spider-Man
Neither
is
do
going
I,
to pop
which
up.
is
So
why
I
I
didn't want to make this.
yeah.
This is a great one. This is a
and
great
all the
one.
times
So I
we've
have
referenced like
the
Transformers
alternate
or
dimension
something
fight
else,
with Angstrom.
we never
Mark will go into a zombie dimension where he has a conversation with a Glenn-like character.
Voiced by Steven
voiced by
Yeun.
Steven Yeun.
Voiced by Steven Yeun.
And I'll take any amount of points, like has a conversation with a Glenn-like character, not voiced by Steven Yeun. That's half a point, but it's like 4 points if the whole thing is right.
I feel like this is smart because I feel like there's varying degrees of points you could get. I could see them just going into a zombie dimension. I could see them
But you could get
seeing a little
something.
Glenn-like character. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
varies there.
My
Yeah,
my
I like it.
specific hot take though is the fact that he meets a Glenn-like
Yeah.
character
Voiced by himself. Yeah.
voiced by himself.
Yeah. I like
Nice.
it. I like it. It's very good. TJ?
I have different levels of like a sure thing. Like I feel like some of your sure things were not sure things, and some of
Exactly,
your hot
that's
takes
the
were like
point.
more obvious.
Yeah.
No, I
I
did.
mean, you
I
don't
feel
do
like
a
I
sure
need
thing
new ones,
like Glenn
Yeah.
or Steven Yeun will voice Invincible. Like that's,
Yeah.
you know, don't do a boring sure thing.
Yeah, it wasn't like
Make it a
that. It
little
was
spicy.
all right. I'll make it a little. I think. Oh man,
Well, there's
Gotta
a
get-
lot of
I
dead
feel like I'm like
space.
Do you need me
torn
to-
because I was gonna allude to the Lizard League and Rexplode, but I'm
Oh,
torn
yeah.
to on whether or not I predict it to happen in the first episode or the last episode. It will happen in one of those 2 episodes. It will not happen in the 6th or 7th.
You have to pick
episode.
if
That's
you
a-
want this
that's
to
a
be your
short-
hot take. You have
No,
to
that's
pick.
a sure bet.
It's not a hot
Yeah,
take.
that's a sure thing.
Oh,
So I'm
okay,
gonna
okay,
keep
okay,
it.
okay.
I'm gonna keep it as a sure
So
thing.
your sure
It's
thing
gonna
is
happen in the
first-
first episode or
Lizard
the last
League
episode.
fight will happen in the first or last episode. So episode 5
It will
or
not
8.
happen in 6 or 7,
Got it.
5 or 8.
Can I give you a hint, TJ? The fact that we've already seen a clip from that scene should lean you towards one of those.
No,
You
you don't. You don't
think,
think that?
it's highly likely they have that episode animated ahead of the last episode.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that you're right about that. But that the entire
I'm not saying
season,
it doesn't deserve to be at the end.
No, hold on. All of season 2 was completely done animating like years ago. They're doing the voicing for season 3. They were doing the voicing of season 3 literally 1 year ago. It was January of last year when Steven Yeun said that they're voicing season 3. I mean, when we got that
I don't think
trailer,
season 2
they were
all
finished with animation.
I don't think they were done with season 2.
No.
I don't think they were
you
just
think that
holding
when
on
we
to it.
got the trailer, when we got the trailer at San Diego Comic-Con, they were still animating the
the
finale?
second half of the season?
I think
Yes,
it-
because
maybe
that was
not-
still
maybe not
6
like-
months away. Yeah.
Maybe not like storyboarding and like,
No, they're still
but they were absolutely doing like post
yeah.
on it. You know what I mean?
Sure,
So no, I'm not saying it's not possible.
but it was
I just think it's
animated.
more like
They were doing post.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your
Hot
hot take?
take. Hot take.
That we will see and hear Anessa.
Okay.
Mine was going to be Thrag, but mine was literally yours, Wyatt, where it was
mean,
not
you can have the
Conquest, but
same one.
Thrag. We were gonna.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
mean, that was
Anissa-
gonna
I
be
think-
mine.
I honestly think if I had to bet on something, it would be Anissa goes to Thrag, and Conquest is standing there. We don't hear him, but he's nearby. It's like
I was more thinking that like
I think both
Thrag would send Anessa.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a holy trinity
Dude,
right there. Could
him
you imagine
setting-
if it introduced
Do you want
all
that to
Thrag
be your hot
sending
take? That
Anissa?
we will see Thrag send Anissa?
I'm gonna keep it at we see and hear Anessa.
Okay. See and hear Anissa. I'm also going to at the end of this, we can also just make, if there's any predictions that don't necessarily fit in these categories, that we want to add an extra prediction.
Here, just a tip of the hat prediction. You don't need a point or anything. Hot take, just because I was thinking of one in the meantime.
I have one too. Go ahead.
There's a Wolfman reference.
Ooh.
Or Tech Jacket. Ooh, which one's better?
Ooh.
I have a wild one.
What is it?
My hot take is that for all of these years, we've been pronouncing Anessa's name wrong.
Well, what is it going to be? You got to tell us what you think it'll be.
Who knew Levy? It's clearly Levy.
It's going to be like a
Anissa.
Anissa, yeah.
Anissa.
Oh, if they say
Like
Anissa,
Ursula
I'm gonna.
and Anissa.
Bill's like, I'm gonna write a letter.
I'm gonna write that down.
Those
are separate hot takes. Those are separate.
We were some of the first. We were some of the first and only people to say these names out loud.
TJ, you're up next. Will we see anything from season 3 in 2024? First question. And then second part for a second point. If so, what will it be?
What will it be? We will see something from season 3. You're not asking when, you're asking what.
Do you mean something as in like show or a trailer?
The trailer or a show or any footage.
And
from
you could
season
say
3.
when
then
if you
I think
want.
that you should say specifically what you're saying because you can't say something. That's too vague.
I'm not saying something. I'm repeating the question. I'm thinking. Because I don't think I got this far when like in the questions.
This is a stacked point question. You could keep it brief if you want, or you can get 3 or 4 points. Like, yeah.
I'll say we get a trailer. This is not a part of my my prediction.
Okay.
So this is separate. Okay. This is one of the bonus ones.
Okay.
This is a bonus one. It's going to be at New York Comic Con.
I'm giving a specific.
We have a category later on about New York Comic Con.
But you didn't ask
one about New York Comic Con.
I know, but I want to. I'm just.
That's my additional half.
I'm just gonna say. I also agree. We will get a teaser trailer. I think it'll be less than 1:30, and it will be after November 1st.
You guys are fucking crazy.
Actually, I'll say after. I'll tweak that after New York, like during or after New York Comic Con. I agree. Like it's gonna be.
I was gonna say because New York Comic Con is October.
You're right. That's why I was thinking it will be towards the end of the year. So probably New York Comic Con or later. Just a teaser trailer, and it's very short.
Yep. My prediction was the same. Teaser trailer by the end of the year, most likely at New York Comic Con.
Teaser trailer?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm saying we're getting the first 4 episodes in November.
I love it.
Of season 3.
I love it. I hope you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we
TJ,
are
is yours the
going
same as me and Wyatt?
Right now, I have TJ's is just
we'll
get a trailer.
We will see season 3. It'll be in the form of a trailer, and then my additional was New York Comic Con.
We will get.
I said it was my additional hot take.
We will get
for half a point.
Invincible's Comic Con presence will be more focused at New York City Comic Con, and because we'll get a full length trailer, and then it will come out in November.
I don't want it to come out in November.
Why?
This was crazy.
Why not?
Like, for me personally, I don't want it. Like
because it doesn't make sense for what you're saying. Because Wyatt, you were even like, fucking the second half of season 2 can come out in April, which it wouldn't make sense if then season 3 came out in November. Yeah. But I'm saying it comes out in February.
I think season 2 part 2 comes out late March, which means it ends in mid-April, which means we're gonna bump it again till February or March of the following year. It's going to be a year from when the
Can I remind you about something though?
Wrong.
I'm just going to remind you about something. My original prediction was that we talked about this at Comic-Con, that season 3 would premiere 6 months after the finale of season 2 hits, and you roasted me. You said I was stupid, so 6 months is September. You're only tacking on 2 months onto that?
Is this a recorded conversation? Then it's hearsay.
We have talked about it on the podcast. We talked about it on the podcast. We've talked about it on the podcast.
Okay, so I have TJ. Remind me what yours was. You said we'll get a trailer and it will be at New York Comic Con.
I said we'll get a trailer. Was my prediction.
Okay,
and then for the added half point or whatever, I think it's gonna be New York Comic Con.
So if we do get a trailer at New York Comic Con,
hot take.
do I get 1.5 points as well?
So right now, what I wrote down, Ryan says teaser trailer, less than 1 minute and 30 seconds. It will be during or after New York Comic Con. Bill says the first 4 episodes will be out before the year's over. It will come out in November. TJ says we'll get a trailer. You think it'll be at New York Comic Con. I'm saying teaser trailer by the end of the year, most likely New York Comic Con.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Then change mine to yours. I'm not going to commit to New York Comic Con if you guys aren't.
Yeah,
I'm
most likely.
Yeah, New York Comic Con or later.
Yeah,
or later.
Or later.
Yeah,
New York Comic Con or later. I agree with that.
I like it.
At first, it sounded like TJ saying sometime this year we will get a teaser, and a bonus point if it's at New York Comic Con. Like, I mean, that's
because the question, and that's why the question was, will we see season 3 in 2024? The answer, yes. Period.
Yeah,
that's the answer.
It sounds like we all agree with that,
and that's why the first thing I said was, "Oh, you're not asking for."
I have all of this as one column just so I could keep them together.
Yeah,
Ryan. Ryan. The frustration that you're feeling is that fucking Fortnite bullshit that TJ's pulling. This is
again, it's part of here. Part of it is
no. That's why I clarified is because Ryan's pulling that shit.
I am clarifying because we realize, we all agree we're going to see something. That's not worth a point anymore. What is the actual prediction? That's what I was doing.
Yes.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Time to commit. All you have to say is a name, a single name, no arguing, no nothing. Who is Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing? Wyatt?
Got mine typed in already. It's Conquest.
It's Conquest.
Thrag.
TJ doesn't want to agree with
one name. One name.
TJ, I dare you to say Space Racer.
I dare you. Say Tech Jacket.
Yeah. Say Wolfman.
What? He's a teenage boy.
I know. It's the joke.
I think that Conquest is the most likely answer, just because I know that's like the big name that they need to get somebody big for season 3. Like Thrag obviously is a big name that they need somebody big for. It doesn't feel like they need to have somebody for that right away, because like we all think that we're going to see Thrag. There's a version of season 3 where we don't even see Thrag yet. Like they could hold that for later and maybe not even cast Thrag yet. I also, even though I don't necessarily love Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Conquest, like that, he wouldn't necessarily be my first pick. I also see the like fun meta-ness of it to have Steven Yeun and Jeffrey Dean Morgan have a head-to-head, which we know that Steven Yeun is going to get very violent and kind of win that altercation. There's a satisfaction
by doing what to his
Walking
head?
Dead fandoms. Yeah, exactly. Like there's I can see the reasoning behind people being like, let's go with this decision. And so that's why I'm saying Conquest.
My prediction is Thrag.
I love
and
it.
I think it's Thrag because, not saying that Kirkman doesn't have a whole list of actors that he could go through, but I can see Jeffrey Dean Morgan as a big name actor that would be in it for the long haul.
That's the other thing.
I'm almost
thinking, TJ, I'm almost thinking whoever plays Thrag is not a big name actor for the same reason. And I don't mean by not a big name actor, but even like a Ross Marquand, like a voice actor. So
they're not as busy.
So they're not as busy.
No, you gotta have a name attached to him.
I know. I again, we're all right, but some of us are wrong.
Yeah. Please clip that out and just make that our like banner image on everything. We're all right, but some of us are wrong.
Another t-shirt idea.
There we go. We got t-shirts this episode.
Conquest has to be more crazy.
I know. All right.
I agree. I'm not saying he's my first choice, like I said.
So this one, if we want to keep it simple for points and then getting to the discussion, you have 3 options for your answer here, but you can only give one of the 3. Invincible panel at San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, or both. And there has to be, in like the name of the panel has to include the word Invincible. If it says Invincible and Walking Dead, that counts. Any questions?
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead, TJ.
Both.
Ooh.
There will be Invincible in a panel at San Diego Comic-Con and New York
And the
Comic-Con
title for the
until
panel.
the hype has died down. Yes, in the title.
I agree.
Damn.
Both. It's
Oh.
this IP right now. It would be foolish for Amazon to not like
gonna
capitalize
sell it.
on the #1 rated TV show on Rotten Tomatoes. It's absolutely
Yes.
going to be both. Ryan.
We just changed your mind, didn't we,
You're
Ryan? You were going to say one or the other.
Stupid ass.
He was going to say New York.
No, because it's never New York. New York this year was
Invincible 20th.
Invincible and Walking Dead celebrate their 20th anniversary.
Yeah, but with season 3 coming out in November, it kind of makes sense that they'd have a panel.
I feel like I got to be different and just say San Diego. San Diego's the sure thing. I'm not sure about both, but I think
I think that's the safe answer, Ryan. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah,
I think that's the safe answer. But
everybody had the same odds here, and we're all getting 1 point or nothing. Like
I'm saying both. Also, I'm saying both. Also, I would like to add a thing that I think will be announced at one of them. I think that at one of those panels, either at San Diego or New York, they will announce Ryan Ottley returning to Battle Beast stuff.
Okay.
That will be announced. Maybe it doesn't necessarily it's not out yet, but at one of those cons that they will announce Ryan Ottley doing a Battle Beast thing.
Okay.
I absolutely agree with that.
Do you want me to add that to yours?
Well, put a pin in that.
Yeah, I think Fortnite.
Well, the next
fucking Fortnite.
The next question was, what Invincible comics will we see in 2024?
And it's exactly that.
So
yeah.
Will we have in our hand physically?
I guess let's make predictions. I mean, you could say your prediction is that it's only announced and we will not see it. That could be part of your prediction.
Yeah. But I think if you say, yes, we're going to see comics, we could count that. We can count this as a yes or no of we're going to see it. And if something is announced, we're counting that as we see that it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can then add on to, do you think it's Battle Beast? Do you think it's the Cory Walker thing? Do you think it's, we could add more specific. So I will say yes. And I think it will be the Battle Beast comic.
And I'm sorry, you're saying it's out or announced?
I'm saying it is out. I'm going to say at least one issue is out by the end of the year.
Okay. Ooh, that's good.
I just put no.
Just nothing. God,
just no.
Bill, you've been defeated after the years.
Bill, how do you in some questions make me think I should be living in the most optimistic world possible of we're getting season 3,
season 2 next week,
and then the one where I'm like, yes, we're getting something. Bill's no,
because I was really feeling I feel like if we haven't seen Ottley tease something at all about Battle Beast or Invincible or anything, if we haven't seen anything yet, and I know it's January, but I mean within the last month or two or since season 2 premiered, that we're not going to, because they're just going to go all in.
Here's the thing.
The show.
Here's the thing with the Skybound X25. The whole gimmick of that was that, hey, here are 4 stories or 4 comic books that don't exist yet and will exist someday in the future. None of those comics, I don't think, have come out. Oh, I think Scurry. Did Scurry come out?
Well, Chroma was in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, you're right. Yeah. Never mind. It's just Robert Kirkman's work.
Chroma's done. Yeah.
It was just the Jason Howard futuristic one that never came out.
And to jump on what you said, Bill, about Ryan Ottley's not really teasing anything. In his most recent, as of right now, his Instagram post, he posted a yearly recap thing with a long paragraph. And in it, he said 2024 is going to be a big year, and that he has turned down a lot of offers to do covers because he has so many comics to make.
That's right. You did send that.
He said that in his Instagram caption, which again doesn't necessarily.
You know what?
Mean
you want to know
anything.
why? You want to know who for? DC. Ryan Ottley will make a comic.
That'd be cool.
Do you want me to put that as a bonus prediction?
He's been saying he wants to go back to independent comics.
Yeah, fucking DC Dark.
DC Dark.
Or I don't know.
Announcements to happen sometime this year. Oh, it's not going to be soon.
I'm putting that as a bonus one for you.
I'm saying, I hate this. I'm going to say no. I'm saying no. Yeah. He says announcements to come sometime this year, which means they announce sometime this year. They come out 6 months later. I'm saying as a bonus thing, there's no way this matters, but so it's not even a bonus thing. We're not going to see it till early 2025. So for 2024,
So
no.
Got it.
It'll be announced. We'll get an update on it. As we're recording our looking back next year, we will know when it's coming,
Oh,
but we won't have it physically in our hands.
The Battle Beast thing.
Wyatt
Beast, yeah.
is alone.
Doesn't-
This is where Wyatt
I
takes
am.
the lead, guys.
I'm the most optimistic about this issue out of all of them.
and look
which
where
is
that got
rare.
me.
we got
Look where that
why
got me.
we've had
You'll learn. You're new to the podcast. You'll learn.
Wyatt.
Yeah,
This is what
you know.
we're going on 4 or 5 years now, Wyatt, of no Invincible comics of us predicting.
That's true.
We've
That's
been beaten
maybe
down.
that's what it is. I've thought about the show coming out for so long, but you guys were actually doing the podcast when you were waiting for comics. I see it. I understand.
That's
now.
what it is.
Maybe I'm flawed in my prediction, but I'm sticking with it.
You do it.
Because I just want to
actually-
be optimistic about something.
I'm gonna change my answer. We're gonna have it before the end of the
In
year.
our hand?
We're gonna have it before the end of the year.
DJ.
We're gonna have it in our hand.
Released. It's
There's
released
something
date
I just
coming.
thought about.
Not
Oh,
announced.
shit. I want to know. Text me. All right. Next
So
up,
putting Battle Beast will be released.
at least one issue in our
Yeah.
hands. Is that your prediction?
Yes, in some form. Whether it's in a Skybound X
Yeah.
or its own
We
thing.
will have
or-
more
yeah.
Battle Beast.
Yes.
Almost 2 more here. Who will be the next action figures after Rex and the Maulers?
God, I totally
Right
forgot
now,
to even
it's
think about
just-
this question.
Let's do this. Say 2. Each one is worth a point.
Okay. Battle Beast
Okay.
and Machine Head.
Battle Beast and Titan.
Am I next?
TJ, go ahead.
Yeah.
Angstrom Levy.
Oh.
Mhm. That was my one. And Battle Beast.
Yeah.
That's what I was
TJ,
gonna
this
say.
is
Battle
who
Beast
will
and
be
Angstrom.
this is who will be the next after Rex.
Yeah.
And you really think you're
I
gonna
think
get Angstrom?
it's someone that's already have been in
Yeah.
development for a while. But they probably had the designs. I'm sure they've been working
Yeah.
on it.
That's true, but I
Yeah.
don't think that's not the way this has been going.
I know. That's why I'm not.
That's a
saying
hot
Angstrom.
take.
Right?
That's
I
a
think
hot
it's-
take, guys.
But they also said Battle Beast.
Yeah.
All right. And then our final predictions regarding board games / video games. So again,
No, there's 2 more. There's 2 more.
Why did you choose for action figure?
Yeah, I said Battle Beast and Angstrom. I said the same as
Okay.
you.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the only question. Is that the last? Oh no, there is 2 more. Sorry.
No, there's-
So second to last, board game and video game predictions. This one's a little open ended. So again, you could just say the word Fortnite and get 5 points, but do whatever you want. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't get mad. Have fun with it. I'm ready.
So I'm gonna say a few things. I'm saying there will be some type of board card game that will be announced, kind of in the vein of the dice game or of the hero building. That there will be one other thing, at least
Something
one
new.
other thing.
So just keep
And-
in mind too that the dice game is already announced, so that doesn't count.
yes,
something
Yeah,
we
nothing
don't
that we
know
know
about
about right now
Mars,
counts.
Something
Yeah.
new.
Something
and
we
the
don't
dire
know
wolf.
about now.
And the dire wolf doesn't count.
Yes. And then as far as video games, I'm going to say that Fortnite will do a second collab with Invincible where there will be some new skins.
I like that.
And I'm not going to commit to who the other skins are, but they've done this with a lot. They did the Dragon Ball Z ones, and then
Say Alex.
6 months later, they're like, those sold a bunch. We're going to do 2 more skins. So
All right.
I could see it being Alan.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that there will be another Fortnite collab like there was
With at least a new item.
with at least one new skin or something you
Yeah.
can buy in the shop.
I don't think we're going to get any more board games news announcements or anything like that. I think that's very saturated already.
Mhm.
I do think that we're going to get, to Wyatt's point, another skin in Fortnite. I think that we're going to get more skins in Fall Guys. And I think that we will probably get additional DLC in MK1. And we'll get new characters this year. Not at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think if anything, it would be soon. this summer.
I
I
won't
would say
write
probably
this
this
down.
summer.
I won't write this down, but what else do you think they're going to add into MK1?
Invincible
Do you think they'll actually
or
add
Battle
him?
Beast?
I feel like
Yeah.
I would love if they did Battle Beast as like a cameo character where he's not necessarily your playing character, but he's the one that like jumps in.
Oh,
and,
fuck.
I think they want to keep. I mean, I don't really know how Mortal Kombat goes, but I think
generally don't
once it kind of
double dip
delves down. Yeah, they do.
Not in a IP
an
franchise.
IP?
Yeah,
Really?
It'll be like, all right, here's Terminator. There's all the Terminator stuff. Now next up is going to be Predator.
Yeah, but who are you gonna add? Who are you gonna add in Terminator? Sarah Connor? No.
I'm just saying.
I guess you could have done the T-1000. That would have been sick.
They did it. They did
missed opportunities, man. Listen to us.
Bill's like, I might go into game dev, guys. I've got some good ideas here.
Yeah. TJ, do you want me to go or do you want to
go? I'll go. Fortnite, I agree. I kind of agree with Bill. I think we're good on board games for a little while. If we do get something, it'll be like a deck of cards. It'll be Super Fight. It'll be something like quick card game type thing like that. But my out there one will be that we will get news. We may not know exactly what it is, but we'll get news that the same team that did the Adam Eve Steam is also working on another Invincible related type game.
That's a good fucking.
You guys took all of mine.
I hate you. That's such a good one. That's such
one
a
of
good
mine was a spiritual successor slash sequel to the Adam Eve game. Whether it's a direct sequel or just another one of those, like, okay, this time it's Rex or something, like point of view. More of that. Another one that Bill kind of said, but smaller scale, more for Mortal Kombat in terms of just like more outfits for Omni-Man. I want his Grand Regent type outfit. Not even his Grand Regent. I mean his Thraxon outfit.
Oh yeah.
I want the Thraxon outfit. Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't see them adding more than that though. Just a little bit more Omni-Man. And then my somewhat bigger one would be the Invincible hero building game by Direwolf will have an expansion announced.
Oh, dude, I was literally about to say that. I was going to go back.
Because the game is all about the events of the first season. There's going to be an expansion to add the second season events.
The only caveat that I would say is that has there ever been a Direwolf game that didn't have an expansion? Like ever?
I don't know. I mean, come on.
They do expansions. Is what they do.
The game is like built for that too. It's like, oh, here, this one you're gonna fight the Reaniman, Doc Seismic, and the Flaxons, and then now we're gonna be like, all right, season 2, let's fight Angstrom.
Because all they do is create like one extra little piece of cardboard with a couple spots, and then sell it for like $20 each.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that's a sure.
That's a sure thing.
I like it.
To be announced this year.
We'll have it this year.
You think we'll have it this year?
We'll have it. When is Direwolf coming out? Isn't it like
they're
March?
saying Q2 of 2024? And it might. I mean,
we'll have it this year.
Oh,
we'll have it before the end of this year.
Expansions.
I'd go as far as to say we'll have multiple expansions, but by the end of the year.
Holy shit! You know Q2 is like June, right, bro?
Expansions don't come out that fast, man.
Yeah,
play testing and everything.
Q2 is the end of June, Bill.
Yeah, that's still part of Q2, bro.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's announced, not out.
So I have Ryan saying there will be a spiritual successor to the Adam Eve game. There will be some more outfits for Omni-Man in MK1, and the Invincible hero building game by Direwolf will have an expansion pass. Bill says
expansion announced.
Yeah, expansion announced.
Yeah.
Then you can add to mine that we will have at least one expansion in hand.
Okay.
By the end
TJ says new Fortnite skins, no new board games, but if anything, it will be a small card game.
No, I said Fortnite.
No, I said no new board games. Yeah.
No new board games. Except
I said new Fortnite skins. You are saying we'll get new Fortnite skins. There will be no new board games, but if anything, it will be a small card game type thing. We will get news that the team that did the Adam Eve game is working on another Invincible type game, and then you're adding we will have a expansion to the Direwolf game.
I don't really like TJ's answer of we won't have any board games, but if we do, there will be a card game. That makes him safe no matter what, because if there's no new board games, he gets a point. But if there's like a card game release, then he gets a point.
Do you questioned Ryan's board game because you said the dice game isn't a board game?
I was
Bill.
being stupid. I was being Bill. I'm being serious right now, TJ.
Can't you tell the difference?
Can't you tell?
Yeah, he's leaning this way now.
Not to the left or right. You.
I think it's.
Listen, I'm fine writing this and letting future Mitch Krasen or Chris Wise or whoever we have.
Yeah,
doing the
and we
points
can't
sort this
argue.
out.
We can't. If there's a
the spirit of the answer is like
We can absolutely argue.
Oh, I don't have to agree with it,
Yeah.
but we won't try to change it.
True. And
right.
then I'm saying yes, there will be some type of board or card game content announced, and that there will be another Fortnite collab with a new skin or new item in the shop.
All right.
right.
Ready? I want all of us to answer this last one at the
Nope.
same time. Ready?
Real quick, no points. I don't think we're gonna get Fortnite. I wish we will, but I think we're done.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's possible. I'm just hopeful
I know.
because they've done so many times where they've come back to a franchise.
Yeah. Lately
And
they have been a
because
lot.
the site,
You're right.
the game crashed
Rex
when you
Love's
guys
gonna
were
be a
trying
big
to buy
character
it. So
in
I
these
assume
That's
Dude,
why.
Dude,
That's why.
If they add
That's
Rex
why I
and Alan,
agree.
Yeah. They're like
dude.
the three core, like Eve, Nolan, and Invincible. Obviously, you could watch one episode of Invincible and see them. You know what I mean? But now, other characters are going to be massive.
Yeah.
So they're going to
And
want
think
to
about
capitalize
how
on it.
like when they did the My Hero Academia skins and everything, and
They
then they
kept
added items that were
coming.
like their powers. What if they added his boomsticks, TJ? What if they added an item into Fortnite that was an exploding
that's gonna be
grenade
his
like
pickaxe.
boomsticks?
Better
would be
yet,
fun.
what if they called them boomsticks, which was coined by the Invincible
That's right.
podcast?
Yeah, that would
That'd
be
be funny.
cool.
I would normally agree with Ryan. Like I think that we would just be done. It's just the fact that it crashed
Yeah.
makes me think like their
No.
eyes had to have widened
They had to know.
when that happened.
All right. Final question. And we can all answer together, like Bill's saying. And I'll count us down. But the question is, will we have any new news on the Invincible live action movie, not counting the usual answer of it's in production, blah, 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 blah. 3, 2, 1. No.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck
Will
no.
not.
Oh man.
that's
I even
okay.
went as far
I
as
love
saying
the fact
zero
that-
news.
I love the fact that like we made a joke out of answering that one, and this is the year. This is the year,
Yeah,
guys.
I fucking hope so. No,
But
you
that's
can't do
why
that.
you answer
jinxed
no.
it, Ryan.
Yes.
You jinxed it.
Ryan, if you really
For the
feel that way,
record-
do you want to say yes? You could say yes and
Oh, I
get yourself
should
a
get a
point here.
point.
You guys are messing with
Yeah.
the universe right now. Your string theory, you're
But if I
fucking
say
it up.
yes, it's not going to happen.
Choose it.
That's
We
true.
all have
Choose
to
it
say
now,
no.
Ryan.
We all have to say no.
I also
So
I
you
did
don't
record
get the point.
bonus. I did record bonus predictions throughout. That one of the bonus ones that Ryan, you said there will be a Wolfman or Tech Jacket reference in season 2
Mhm.
as a bonus one.
All right.
Bill, as a bonus one, you said Ryan Ottley is going to make a DC comic.
Okay.
TJ, you said that we're going to learn that we've been pronouncing Anissa wrong as a bonus one.
That's
And as my bonus
75%
one-
true.
That I thought of this as like a hot take, but I realized our hot takes were about season 2 specifically. So my hot take here that when they do the teaser trailer for season 3, they'll announce as well some new voice cast joining season 3 as well. And in that list, either or both Norman Reedus and Andrew Lincoln will be in season 3. Because I feel like
Norman
they're the
Reedus
big
is
name from
Conquest.
Walking Dead that we have not. Norman Reedus' Conquest. That would be cool. I would be okay with that.
Can
But
I
I'm gonna
throw
say
one at the
that
wall?
as if you want to, if anyone wants to
didn't
add
talk
bonus
about
ones, I'll
casting.
add an
You're
extra
right.
row and do bonus ones.
Just because I'm going to keep saying it, I'm going to add it as mine. Simon
Nick
Pegg
Frost and
and
Simon
Nick
Pegg.
Frost,
Hell yeah.
will be
Yeah.
in some way involved in Invincible voicing.
Yeah. I agree. You don't.
Didn't
you
Mara
can.
say
You can
that?
have the thing, but I think that's happening.
Didn't she say that on Twitter?
Yeah, she's been saying that too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's
Yeah.
That just needs to happen.
She's also a
Okay.
big
Do you know what it's
advocate-
gonna
you know,
be?
she's also a
Simon
big
Pegg.
advocate of Bryan Cranston,
Mm-hmm. And
Jesse.
as Dinosaurus
Paul.
and yeah.
You know what my hot take should have been? We will get Octoboss in the next 4 episodes of Invincible.
Oh, I hope so.
That's
man.
a fun one. That's fun.
I hope so.
Please. We
Who's
did get the
voicing him?
giant
Who's
though,
voicing
which
him?
is kind of
Save,
I don't know if they're gonna-
Remember what he
Octopus
said when
for
you
season
fell into
3.
the hole and how funny that was? That shit was so
Why
funny.
you being mean?
Why are you
to me?
being
Yeah.
mean to me?
Yeah, good stuff. Well, there we have it. there are our predictions for this coming year. This has the makings to be a big year. Maybe not bigger than 2023.
It does.
According
It
to some of
does.
us. But
So you think?
This has the makings of being a 4-hour long episode too.
It definitely does because
Yeah,
we
for
still
sure.
have more to go. Real quick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Real quick.
I'm gonna
Have to
zip
pee.
through this though.
Real quick before I thought it was fun to mention a couple things that we definitely have coming up. We definitely want to have some more guests on the podcast. We have some in mind. We're excited to have on the show. Just a couple things if you made it this far into the podcast, a little tease for what we've
Nobody's
got.
listening anymore.
I know.
Ryan. They've all gone.
More guests. We have obviously the more episode reactions when the part 2 comes out. I want there to be a let's play of us playing the hero building game, but much sooner than that, we'll have more Adam Eve let's plays with Wyatt and Nicole, as well as our let's play from Escape from Mars. So those are coming at least sooner, hopefully before the first half of the year is over. Now on to our issue spotlight. Bill,
Presented to you. Yeah, brought to you by Bill. So I chose an issue.
We have to guess.
Oh yeah,
I chose an issue for I feel like an obvious reason, but then it turned out to be a fucking like so much stuff happened in it. So I'm not going to say anything else. So you guys can guess. Go ahead, guess.
I'm just going to throw one out there. I'm going to say issue 50.
Wrong.
I'm going to guess. I feel like I guessed this last time it was Bill's turn, but I'm going to say 99 again because it's a big Dinosaurus one.
Wrong.
I'm gonna say I believe it's 114, but if it's not 114, the one I'm thinking of is the one with Battle Beast charging on the cover.
Also wrong. Good guesses though. My issue is issue 71 of
Is this
the beginning of the Viltrumite War.
Invincible in the
Viltrumite War. Okay, so the
is
reason
the
why I
cover of
chose
this
this
one?
one.
Oh, I'm thinking of 72. What's the cover?
So the cover of this one is
Oh,
that.
good one. Yep.
Nice.
So the reason why I chose this one was because this is where the bromance started
Oh,
between Tech Jacket and Alan.
nice.
So that's
that makes
specific.
sense.
That's
That makes
specifically what I was looking for. But then when I reread the issue, I was like, God damn, this is like when Invincible just wouldn't stop being good and adding stuff. So it starts with Invincible fighting the Flaxons with the Guardians, and Eve calls and she's like, "Oh, I got a call," and he's like, "No, send Oliver. I can't do it right now, and I'm gonna be leaving Earth anyways to go join Alan and his dad to fight the Viltrumites."
This is the scene that is later recreated in Guarding the Globe issue 1.
Yeah. So this is also when like Robot
From
is all
different
big
angles.
and stuff like that. So in this scene here, Robot's like, we got to take the Flaxons out right now. This is where he and Monster Girl disappear into the Viltrum or the Flaxon dimension for 700 years, I believe it was. You got a little bit of Oliver and Lizard League, them fighting. But another big thing is Nolan. This is when he comes back to Earth with Alan.
Yeah.
The one time.
Yeah, and weird, right? And it starts with Alan like, "Oh, don't you want to go see, your ex-wife?" And he's like, "No, I can't do it." And then there's like another scene that happens and he's at the house. Like he already had decided to talk to Deb.
This is their first time seeing each other?
Yeah,
right?
The first time.
My God. Yeah.
Yeah, the first, and I picked it because it was Tech Jacket. And I'm reading, I'm like, "Oh my God, no way." So you get a really fun interaction with Nolan and Alan knocking on Zach's door, and his neighbor like, "Oh, are you looking for Zach? Tech Jacket?" And he's like, "They don't really spend a lot of time in the house. They're probably in their space station." And he's like, "You guys are probably good guys, right?" And he's like, "Oh, how'd you guess that?" And he's like, "Well, bad guys don't normally knock first."
That's good. That's a good line. Yeah.
Yeah. So then Mark and Oliver come home and Nolan's sitting in the living room and he's like, "I need some time to talk to your mom." And this is where he says like, "What I said, I didn't mean, like it changed me," all that stuff. And Deb actually says, "I don't think I'm ever going to be able to forgive you."
60 issues later, he's finally back on Earth, Ryan. So
a lot of time in space. A lot of time in space.
So we get again, like I was saying, like if his time
literally 60
if
issues.
his time on Thraxa is considered space stuff, you could say his time on Earth, because Earth is in space.
Yeah.
Is space stuff. So you get a really fun scene with Zach and Alan, and he's like, wait, so what is he doing in there? And then Alan's like, well, it's his ex-wife, and he's like, I don't know why I'm telling you this. He's like, wait, so are you a superhero? And Tech Jack is like, not really, like I just kind of like worry about space. And he's like, are you an alien? He's like, yeah, what was your first guess? So like a fun interaction. Like I love it.
I hope we get this,
dude. It needs to be. Even I would be happy if they recreated this with a character that we don't know. That's kind of like Tech Jacket, if they want to protect
because
that
it's
IP.
such a good Alan character beat too.
Yeah.
And in this episode, you also get Nolan talking to Oliver for the first time since he came to Earth. And he's like, oh, do you I'm surprised you remember me. He's like, of course I do. Let's catch up in space. And he's like, oh my God, I get to go. Then he talks to Eve about leaving, and she's like, stay with me until you go. And she cries. And then they're in space, and they talk about how they needed to get a spaceship to go where they're going because it's so far. They talk about holding their breath. Oliver's like, wait, how long can I hold my breath for? And they're on the Star Trek ship with all those lame characters from Star Trek. And they're talking, there's like, oh, there's a red alert that's going on. What's going on? And they're like, oh, well, we saw something, or something was coming at us, so we changed course, and it changed course to attack us. And then they get destroyed, and Mark says, oh my God, no. How could it be him? And it's fucking Conquest. Issue 71, are you kidding me? I picked it because of Tech Jacket, and I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
That's what is like the best part of the issue spotlight is it's like there's so much good in each issue. Like if we were reading this as like a clump, it's still amazing, but just randomly pulling one and being like, oh yeah, this had those great moments. Oh yeah, and those. Yeah. So cool.
It was such an awesome surprise because the ones that we know that we like know like the Battle Beast versus Thragmon and stuff like that, you kind of but like this one where I'm like, I just want to find the first.
So like that was a surprise, like the first time you read it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That issue sort of feels like they kind of captured that same tone in episode 3 of season 2. Like when we got Alan out in space, there's the like emotional moments, there's the like action heavy stuff with Viltrumites showing up, but there's also the like just kind of being buddies laughing about stuff and it being a little bit silly stuff. Like that definitely that is space stuff,
That's
tone
right.
there. Oh, there's tons of space stuff in this one.
Right, all right, let's wrap it up there. This episode has gone long, but I hope you all enjoyed it. We've been gone for a month or so, and so here's some good Invincible goodness
to be
there.
a big one. Nobody's left though. If you're still listening, tweet at me at Hero1197.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
How much do you agree or disagree with where we came down on points?
And send us some of your thoughts if you have answers for yours.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear them and see what you think. We're excited to see how wrong or how right we were. You can email us at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. Wyatt, sorry for not mentioning this at the top of the episode, but congratulations on yet another album releasing.
Thank you.
Like, of course, because you also do the music for this podcast. I'm remembering now.
Yeah.
But congratulations on your new album, and everybody should be checking
it's available. It is available everywhere that you can buy music.
Yes,
so
it is.
Please do.
Spotify, Apple Music. I have a new album called Striving that is out now.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And also, great job organizing all that and actually having a spreadsheet.
I'm still trying to decide if it was a good idea or not based on just how much chaos it created,
There's fun in the chaos, though.
Glad you feel good about it, even though you were in third place. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is fun. So that does it. Thank you all. We'll check you. We'll see you. What is it? In a couple weeks. We'll have some. We'll have the Escape from Mars video going out before the end of the month. Keep an eye out for that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right.
It was a lot of fun.
It was.
Until next time.
Until next time, guys. See you later. Bye.
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 just like I would,
What the fuck?
and I would probably.
I can't use this as a goof.
Use this as a goof, but censor Bill's box. Just put explicit.
But in all seriousness, guys,
Respectfully.
I would respectfully, I would actually.
Yeah.